Back in the morning. Get your news and weather weekday mornings at 7 on Pittsburgh CW.
As summer temperatures cool in western Pennsylvania, high school football heats up. The end of the regular season brings fierce rivalries. Then it's on to the playoffs. The winners move forward, and the vanquished go home. It all leads to a shot at glory in the WPIAL championships, where dreams become reality and western Pennsylvania legends are made. High school football on the CW, because now it matters.
Welcome to high school football on Pittsburgh CW, brought to you by UPMC Sports Medicine. Tonight in the WPIAL, we have a 5A matchup in the Northeastern Conference between the Pine Richland Rams and the Penn Hills Indians. And alongside former Pitt fullback and Penn Trafford Hall of Famer Chris Schneider, I'm Jared Barton. And Chris, it is safe to say that we're in for a very surreal situation here at UHAS McGinley Stadium tonight.
Yeah, it's high school football in Western PA. You expect a packed house, but no fans will be in attendance tonight. New experience for both you and I and for everyone involved in these games.
For sure. Because of state regulations, only 250 people allowed in the facility. And because of that, Penn Hills decided no fans for this contest. There will be players, coaches, cheerleaders, but no fans here at UHAS McGinley Stadium. Let's take a look at our players to watch, starting with the visiting Pine Richland Rams. And how can you not mention the 3-year starting quarterback, Cole Spencer, who has really been just a mainstay for the Rams lately?
Yeah, he's been outstanding. Total leader, total command of what this offense is. They run this high-tempo offense. It averages over 500 yards through the air and on the ground. He's got 8 touchdowns. He's got weapons on the outside. He's got 4 seniors up front to protect them. Safe to say, they've been clicking since week 1 here this season.
Meanwhile, on the home side of things, Penn Hills rolls out a freshman quarterback. It's Julian Duggar, who has really stepped in and took over just in a few games. We talked to head coach John Ladon earlier this week, and he says he likes the direction that Duggar is headed.
Well, I think it's really interesting as a school like Penn Hills, with the lineage and tradition that they have, they're starting a freshman at quarterback. Shows you what the confidence they have in this guy. At 6'3", he's a southpaw. He's got playmakers on the outside. You'll need some of those guys to make some plays for him, take some pressure off him as a quarterback, so as he gets game experience here early in his career.
Last year, this was a week 0 matchup up in Gibsonia between Pine Richland and Penn Hills, and it was a close game to start there, but it ended up being a 21-0 victory for the Rams. We're in for a good one tonight here in UHAS McGinley Stadium. Just getting ready to go. It's high school football on Pittsburgh CW, presented by UPMC Sports Medicine.
You know what I think? I think you owe us $48.50. Wild thing.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
To many, I'm a Hall of Fame football player, but I'm also a family man and a proud Pittsburgher. I'm also a United Healthcare Medicare Advantage member. As a running back, my teammates were there to protect me. As a United Healthcare member, I still have a strong team supporting me. Their award-winning customer service team and a strong network of doctors and hospitals give me peace of mind that I can get the care I need when and where I want it. Call today.
Heinz Field, PNC Park, a rugged skyline. From our offices in Gateway Center, we see the heart of Pittsburgh. But even the strongest people in the most resilient cities sometimes have bad things happen. The attorneys at Bordas & Bordas understand this and are proud of the results we've obtained for our clients. But we're most proud that we get to fight for justice in this great city. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Proud partner of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
WPIAL football on Pittsburgh CW is presented by UPMC Health Plan, proud to sponsor WPIAL athletes. Also sponsored in part by Dunkin', the official coffee and donuts of the WPIAL. The WPIAL runs on Dunkin'. And by the Power of Bowser family of dealerships, a proud WPIAL sponsor.
Welcome back. High school football here on Pittsburgh CW, presented by UPMC Sports Medicine. Pine Richland taking on Penn Hills in this 5A Northeast Conference matchup. Chris Schneider, Jared Barton here with you in the booth, and we're ready for a good one here tonight, Chris, between two teams that are very familiar with each other. As we mentioned in the Open, just played last year. What are you expecting here tonight?
Well, I think it's really interesting. You got Pine Richland, you've got a ton of seniors on that team, experienced. They come in as a heavy favorite. And then you talk about Penn Hills, kind of a young team with a freshman quarterback. I talked to Coach Ladon before the game and just said he has a presence about him, But I would think tonight, you're going to see a Pine Richland team really be on their P's and Q's. You're going to have a Penn Hills team be kind of opportunistic to win this game.
Time to check out Chris's keys to the game. Chris, what do you have for us tonight?
Well, for Pine Richland, it's just don't beat yourself. This is a business trip. You got seniors. You know how to go on the road and win. You win at home. Just don't beat yourself. Don't let the team hang around. For Penn Hills, it's really about shortening the game. Offensively, they're going to have to find some rhythm. They're going to have to take the air out of the football. Keep that high-powered Pine Richland offense on the sideline. Capitalize on their opportunities. Shrink the clock. Limit possessions. If they do that, they could find themselves in this game in the fourth quarter.
Both teams out onto the field here at UHAS McGinley Stadium. Beautiful Saturday night for high school football in the WPIAL. Glad to have you along here on Pittsburgh CW. Penn Hills out on the near sideline here from our vantage point in their red home uniforms. The seniors, they decided they wore white at home last week against Kiski, but they wanted to wear red here as the seniors made that decision before coming out onto the field. Time to take a look at our coaching matchup here this evening. Of course, on the left, Eric Kasparovich of Pine Richland, John Ladon on the right for Penn Hills. And both of these guys, very, very known coaches, especially Eric Kasparovich there in Pine Richland.
Yeah, both come, are marquee programs. When you talk about teams around the WPA year in and year out that are in the hunt for championships. Obviously, you think of Penn Hills, and obviously you think of Pine Richland. Coach Kasparovich, he's got it going on up at Pine Richland. Coach Ladon, in his short time here at Penn Hills, has things moving for them as well.
Chris, a special connection with Eric Kasparovich, your roommate at the University of Pittsburgh. You guys are both on the Pitt Panthers football squad there together. So obviously you two share a special connection.
Yeah, we do, and it was good catching up with him. And then also another player on his staff. I played with the University of Pittsburgh, as well as on this side of the sidelines over here, Mike White, defensive line coach for Penn Hills, also a Pitt Panther. So they're sprinkled in everywhere around here.
Pine Richland will get the opening kickoff here in this 5A matchup. Charlie Rosemeyer will be doing the kicking duties for the Indians this evening. Meanwhile, Tristan Taylor and Brooks Eastburn back deep to receive. And it will go to Eastburn to start this off at the 10-yard line. He's going to try to find a little bit of a seam up the near sideline. He does. It's brought down right at the 35-yard line. Knocks over his own player in excitement to get things started here, Chris.
Yeah, Eastburn with a good return out towards the 35-yard line, as you mentioned, and we'll see that high-powered Pine Richland offense coming in, averaging over 500 yards a game, led by Cole Spencer, our player to watch. We'll get a good early look at them here on this first possession.
Yeah, for sure. As we mentioned, Cole Spencer, 3-year starter, known more for his wrestling, as he is a commit to Penn to wrestle next season, next fall, next winter. But really has done a spectacular job as the Pine Richland quarterback in the last 3 years.
Yeah, excellent leader. And very rare do you have a quarterback who's a wrestler as well. So it's a unique combination, but it goes to show his toughness on the mat as well as at the quarterback spot.
Caden Schweider lighting up to the left, and he will take the opening handoff here. Not going to get too far, though, as the Penn Hills defense there to make the stop. Let's take a look at the Pine Richland starters, brought to you by the power of Bowser. Cole Spencer, as we mentioned. Also got to watch out for Eli Yoakum, one of their best receivers out there, leading a very experienced group out on the field and down on the line. You can't go without talking about Miguel Jackson, a player who is going to be very important both offensively and defensively, as we have an interception on the second play. A big interception for Penn Hills. Huge turnover for Dante Pollard, a playmaker out there on the defense for Penn Hills. And the Indians come up with a huge takeaway early.
Game could not have started better for this Penn Hills defense. RPO, Spencer gets on the perimeter. Athletic play by Dante Pollard. Tips the ball, then comes down with the interception. Puts this offense in Pine Richland territory. And boy, one thing Cole Spencer hasn't done a lot of this year, early in the season, has turned the football over. Only one interception. His first pass attempt picked off for the Penn Hills Indians. But what great field position for them to start.
That pass was intended for Alex Gochis for the Rams. Now the freshman, Julian Duggar, out there in the shotgun formation. This time a handoff off to the left, not going too far, as the Pine Richland defense there to make sure nobody was going to get going. Let's take a look at the offensive starters for the Indians. We mentioned Duggar. Also have to watch out for Noel Roach. He is a D1 commit and is going to be a big factor in this game. Down to the line, Damone Moultrie really stands out for me. He leads the line there at left guard. Brings up a 2nd down and 12, a 2-yard loss, as Derek Topek couldn't get anything going on the first carry of the game. Duggar takes a snap and he'll look to pass. His pass is complete, met by a few Rams. Brendan Hill coming up with the reception, though. Take a look at the Pine Richland defensive starters, brought to you by the power of Bowser. Plenty of names that returned from last year. Luke Miller is the one that stands out to me, the linebacker who plays both ways. Also have to watch out for Caden Schweiger. We mentioned him on offense as a running back, but also as a leader out there in the secondary. 3rd down and 5 for the Penn Hills Indians on their opening offensive possession after getting a big turnover on the Rams early on in this game. Duggar back to pass. Pocket collapses, so he'll take off with his feet. He has quick speed, and a flag's going to fly on that tackle. And this is definitely going to move the chains for Penn Hills, as that was a pull in a place that you're not supposed to pull there, Chris.
Yeah, I don't know if you got the face mask, though. It looks like you got up around the head region there. That was Luke Miller, the outstanding linebacker going to Kent State. And here's the call from the ref.
Foul, face mask, defense, half the distance to the goal, result of the penalty, 1st down.
Thank you to Wayne Mattis for the explanation to the penalty. Here's the replay. As you mentioned, Miller just up too high. Maybe not the face mask, but definitely ripping at the bottom of the helmet there. You can't do that.
Yeah, and he got underneath the helmet in the back. I mean, it's not a horse collar, it's not a face mask, but they're going to give him the 15 yards and sets up Penn Hills in business in the red zone.
Yeah, 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. It's Duggar in the shotgun. Man to his left as well. Just a floating pass out, and it is completely red. Eli Yoakum there to make sure that one wasn't going anywhere. Brendan Hill on the reception, but he's tossed backwards.
Yeah, Yoakum coming up from the secondary spot right there. And you want to talk about a good play, because if he does not make that tackle in space, that's going to go for 6 points. Ball gets there, Yoakum sizes him up, runs right to him, makes the tackle, drops him for a big loss.
Yeah, officially a loss of 5. It'll be 2nd and 15. So we're here in the first quarter. First possession for the Indians. And freshman quarterback Julian Duggar has one player lined up to his right, 3 wide receivers split to the right side. Will hesitate and try to take it himself around the right end. Pushing forward for a few yards, but not exactly a big gain in any way.
No, but protecting the football. Looks like that was going to be an option to the right. You can see what they do there, and Miguel Jackson kind of tries to play both of them. Duggar does a good job. He's going to tuck the football, get north and south, pick up some positive yards, put them in. Now, they're still in a long 3rd down situation. Most important thing here is taking care of the football for this Penn Hills team. Got to come away with some points on this drive.
Duggar usually wearing number 2 out there for the Indians, but because of a jersey switch, they had some jerseys that didn't come in yet in this red uniform. He will wear number 14 this evening. 2 wide receivers split to either side. Duggar back to pass on 3rd down. Hits his man at the 5-yard line, and he's caught up right on the near sideline. Give it to Noel Roach.
Good job protecting in the backfield. You'll see the running back. He picks up Miller on the blitz. Duggar fires a strike on the outside. I don't know if he got enough for the 1st down. Right at the marker. Looks like they're going to mark him short, but you can see the strength of Duggar's arm right there on the out route. Good throw, good catch. Put him inside the 5-yard line. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Yep, 4th and 1 from the 4-yard line. Duggar in the shotgun. Man to his right is Dante Pollard. Hit in the back, and he's not going anywhere as Luke Miller, a main anchor on the defense, comes up with a huge stop.
He comes untouched off the edge. After the face mask, he makes the play on 4th down.
So a turnover for Penn Hills, but they can't turn it into any points. It goes back to Pine Richland next. We'll be right back.
There's nothing better than fall together with the signature pumpkin spice ice latte or pumpkin iced coffee. Pumpkin is back at Dunkin'. Enjoy contactless ordering on the Dunkin' app. America runs on Dunkin'.
Injured? However you were hurt, it's free to speak with a lawyer at Berger & Green. The call is free. The consultation is free. There are no upfront costs, and there is no fee unless you get money. You need and deserve an experienced lawyer to protect your rights.
Call or text today, 1-800-999-2626. Trust the name you know. Berger & Green, the injury lawyers.
Because of this, we made Ford Super Duty the most capable heavy-duty pickup ever. Because of this, we built Ford F-150 with 375 horsepower and best-in-class payload.
Rescue 614.
Because of this, we built Ford Ranger with the terrain management system. And because Ford trucks are built for this, we made Ford America's best-selling brand.
There's nothing better than fall together with the signature pumpkin spice ice latte or pumpkin iced coffee. Pumpkin is back at Dunkin'. Enjoy contactless ordering on the Dunkin' app. America runs on Dunkin'.
Welcome back to high school football here on Pittsburgh CW. A huge 4th down and 1 stop for the Pine Richland Rams on the Penn Hills opening offensive possession. Luke Miller just coming up the middle and clogging the hole for Julian Duggar.
Yeah, redeems himself after the penalty on the 15 yards on the face mask on 4th down inside the 5-yard line. Steps up and gets the drop for them.
Like the muddle huddle start here for Pine Richland on their second offensive possession. Cole Spencer takes the snap. Handoff goes to the left end. That was handled by Kalen Schweiger, who was a primary backup last season. Let's take a look at the Penn Hills defensive starters, brought to you by the power of Bowser. Really, who stands out here for me is Cam Hopkins, who is, as Coach John Ladon said, is the heart and soul of this defense. Look for him to be a big factor out there today. Second down snap taken by Spencer. Pass over the middle, in and out of the hands. That was intended for Jordan Burns.
Yeah, Burns was open. I don't know if he was running through the zone, and I think Cole Spencer thought he maybe was going to sit down. Ball was just a tad behind him. If he sits down there, though, that's going to be a strike because he was wide open. It would be an easy throw and catch, and they would have picked up the first down. But here we go.
Yeah, Charlie Mill actually was the receiver out there. 18 and 10 look a little similar with these uniforms. But a 3rd down at 5 for Spencer and the Rams. And he's looking to throw quickly, and there's nobody open. Once again, trying to hit Mill on the near sideline, and it's just not working out.
Good protection. Spencer just off the mark on the little stop route on the outside. And Penn Hills defensively does their job. Getting off the field on 3rd down. You see the ball just thrown to the outside. Good coverage out there. And Penn Hills, again, defensively doing their job. They're going to come away with good field position here, probably in Pine Richland territory.
Zach Waryanka will be lining up to punt here for the Rams. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Let this drip down. And that's going to be a delay game. Unless they got a timeout first.
Delay game. Offense. 5 yards. Replay 4th down.
Put that punter back up against the line now at the back of that end zone. You're going to watch his feet. And you wonder if Penn Hills, do they take a chance to try and maybe get a block on this, or do they play for the field position?
Going to be an interesting situation for sure. Low snap taken and punted away. This one floating down towards the 40-yard line before it's touched by the Rams. And it'll be spotted. A decent field position for Penn Hills, really, after unfortunately not coming up with anything on their opening offensive possession.
Yeah, 32-yard punt. And sets up Penn Hills really with really good field position. Now, this is their second possession, and they're starting inside Pine Richland territory. When you're playing against the #1 team in the state, the #1 team in the WPIAL, when you get field position like this, you've got to capitalize. You've got to come away with points. They got to find a way to convert on 4th down like they didn't on the previous drive. They got to find a way to put some points on the board because it's only a matter of time before that high-powered Pine Richland offense gets in gear. So they got to capitalize on these opportunities.
1st and 10 from the 39-yard line, so just inside the 40 for Penn Hills. The give up the middle. A push towards the 35-yard line. Taken by Derek Topek, the starting running back for this team. 5'10", 195-pound senior.
Little zone read and a good job up front by that offensive line, creating a crease for Topek to get through. Picks up a nice 5 yards. Good solid gain there on 1st down for the Indians.
Brings up a 2nd and 5. Inside the 35-yard line officially. Topek in motion. Duggar takes the snap. The give to Pollard, wrapped up initially in the backfield, but he runs into another line of Rams defenders, making sure he wasn't going to gain any positive yardage.
Yeah, Connor Lentz, a defensive line for Pine Richland. He's the first one that gets through. You see him break through, slows up the back, and then the cavalry comes, dropping him for a loss. Now here's 3rd down. 3rd down, important down to keep drives alive. You would like to convert. See what Penn Hills dials up.
Officially a 3rd and 7. Down under 6 minutes to go here in the 1st quarter. Duggar with 2 backs to his right. Takes the snap. He'll keep it himself, rolling to the right, looking to pass. Instead tries to keep it, and he's gobbled up after gaining a few yards down to about the 35-yard line. Zach Warianka coming up with the tackle for Pine Richland.
Yeah, and Warianka he was blitzing. He got blocked initially, and watch the hustle for him. You'll see him blitz right here. He gets picked up right there. But he doesn't quit on the play. You see Duggar tries to avoid a linebacker, and here comes 44 from behind. No quit in that man, making the play from behind, dropping him for right back at where they were having 3rd and 5 now. So 4th and 5, Penn Hills, they're going to go for it.
Yeah, from the 35-yard line. Now, it is important to note that Julian Duggar can punt. So we'll see what goes here, but he has both backs split to both sides. Fakes the handoff, and instead, he'll try to run. Throws at the last second, completes the pass. That's going to be enough for the 1st down. If the spot stays, big catch brought in by Chase Barney.
Boy, and what a play by Duggar. You know, here's a freshman. You see the pressure comes. Mikael Jackson, he comes underneath. They've got players out. Duggar never takes his eyes off downfield. He keeps searching for his receivers. A receiver breaks off the route, and look at that. Delivers a perfect ball, a strike to pick up the 1st down. A 10-yard pickup there for Duggar and his receiver.
A big 1st and 10 situation now for Penn Hills as they're trying to strike first. Duggar takes the snap. The give, trying to go up the middle, but nothing there as the defense right on the spot once again for Pine Richland, making that stop.
Yeah, both middle linebackers for Pine Richland. They're blitzing the A gap. You'll see them both come shooting through, and both of them in the backfield. It was just a matter of which one was going to make the tackle. Warianka does it. The senior, number 44. We've seen him in on a number of tackles here early in this ball game.
That running back was Alan Parker, who officially is listed as a tight end, but sees some time in the backfield. He's there once again. Duggar on 2nd and long, looking to pass. To his left, a floater towards the end zone, but it's just not brought in. Incomplete. Intended for Noel Roach.
Yeah, they got Roach one-on-one on the outside out there, seeing if he can get on top of that defensive back. And Duggar does a good job of putting it where only his receiver's going to be able to make a play on. To the outside, it was just a little too strong of a throw, unable to come up there with the connection.
Now a 3rd and 13, under 4 minutes to go here in the 1st quarter. What's the play here, Chris?
Well, I think you want to take care of the football, number 1. So, I mean, you might be looking at a draw, a screen, or do they take a shot downfield? I mean, I'm not coaching. That's why I'm standing up here. But we'll see what they dial up.
Duggar with Parker to his right. Fakes the handoff. The screen pass quickly to Roach on the near sideline. And he's quickly tackled by a host of Rams.
And the wide receiver screen. And you can see Pine Richland defensively does a good job because there was blockers out there. The defenders were just able to avoid the blockers and make the tackle in space. If he was maybe just a little chip from one of these linemen out here, it might have been for a bigger gain. And the hardest thing for a lineman to do is whenever they want those wide receiver screens is to block smaller guys out in space. Difficult task.
Once again, another 4th down situation. 4th and 9 for the Indians in this scoreless ball game in the first quarter. Duggar takes the snap, looking to pass once again to the near sideline, and that pass is incomplete. Once again intended for Roach, but on the defense is Sam Neal, the senior, as he's been out there making a few plays. We'll be right back. 2:55 to go here in the first quarter on Pittsburgh CW.
To many, I'm a Hall of Fame football player, but I'm also a family man and a proud Pittsburgher. I'm also a United Healthcare Medicare Advantage member. As a running back, my teammates were there to protect me. As a United Healthcare member, I still have a strong team supporting me. Their award-winning customer service team and a strong network of doctors and hospitals gives me peace of mind that I can get the care I need when and where I want it. Call today.
Want a great entertaining area for family and friends but short on space? Now there's no reason that you can't be the party house with Leon's Billiards and More convenient space savers. Our versatile dining top pool tables and buffet top shuffleboards allow you to dine first and play after. We can fill all your entertainment needs with game tables, bars, furniture, and more. Professional installation and financing options available. Leon's Billiards and More, bringing family and friends together for over 30 years.
Now is the time for a new bath from Bathfitter. Every Bathfitter bath is installed quickly, safely, and beautifully with a lifetime warranty. Go from old to new, from worn to wow. The beautiful bath you've always wanted, done right, installed by one expert technician, all in one day. We've been creating moments like these for 35 years, and we're here to help you get started. Book your free virtual or in-home design consultation today.
Welcome back to Penn Hills High School as the band is up and jamming right now. Only a few spectators really in this game, and that includes the band and the cheerleaders. Either way, though, 2:57 to go, 1st and 10 for Pine Richland, who has had the time of possession so far for 1:20 in this first quarter. They've only gained 29 yards. On 1st and 10, the give is to Schweiger, and he's bottled up after a short gain.
Good job by the Penn Hills defense. Rallying to the football. They look like they have blocked up front. They swing around, come around the outside there, keep them contained, make the tackle for a short gain.
Quick tempo offense for the Rams. It's a 2nd down and medium to go. Schweiger once again gets his name called up the middle before he's met at the 30-yard line by a duo of Penn Hills defenders.
Yeah, I would never thought I would be thinking this way, but for Pine Richland right now offensively, they're just out of sync a little bit. This is about just picking up some first downs and trying to just get some rhythm offensively.
3rd and 4 situation now after the Josh Wade tackle for Penn Hills. They get the call from the sideline. That's Pine Richland. Spencer, sidecar to his right. Schweiger once again. They fake the handoff. This time Spencer completes the pass to Yoakum, past the sticks for a 1st down.
Boy, RPO, and might have got away with a lineman downfield there, but Cole Spencer does a good job finding the open receiver. You see him pull that ball out. He's going to run, dumps it off. Easy throw, easy catch, picking up the 1st down.
1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. Spencer in the shotgun once more. Back to pass this time. Plenty of time. Looks to the near sideline. Completes his pass. No problem there for Cole Spencer. Coming up with the big catch is Alex Goches.
Alex Goches on the outside. You see he stops his route off. No one within 10 yards of him. Easy throw, easy catch, easy pickup for Goches. He came in with 11 catches on the year. That was number 12.
1st and 10 from the 48. Schweiger called once again. Dodging a couple of defenders and pushing all the way down near the line to gain for another 1st. Just a bit short, though.
Yeah, good job by that offensive line. Finally getting some hat on a hat up front, allowing Schweiger some running room. You can see on there in the 9-yard pickup.
There'll be a penalty on Penn Hills. So you do have a player jump right at the bottom of your screen.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense, 5 yards. Result of the penalty is a 1st down.
So a little bit of a gift there. Automatic 1st down for Pine Richland, and they move that much closer towards the end zone. Take a look at it once more. A little bit of movement causing the encroachment. Keith Pelmont, the sophomore. Either way, first and 10 from the 33-yard line now for Spencer and the Rams. Back to pass with time. Looking towards the far sideline. Completes the pass. And it's close to first down yardage once again. Schweiger this time, showing that he can be a receiver as well.
Yeah, he comes out of the backfield on a little swing pass, gets downfield, no one covers him. Spencer delivers, picking up the first down, and they're tempo. Now they're already at the line of scrimmage.
Really trying to settle in here as Pine Richland in this scoreless contest. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. And there's a big gain right off the right end. Brooks Eastburn, the backup running back, comes in and gets enough for another first.
Yeah, they're having a lot of success over that right side on the zone read right there. You can see Eastburn doesn't get touched. He's 6-7 yards downfield.
9 yards to go until the end zone. Spencer trying to loft a pass over to the far sideline. Just over the head, though, of his receiver. Intended for Gochis once again.
Yeah, they were trying to set that wide receiver screen on the outside. And I think the pressure might have forced Cole Spencer just to throw that ball a little quickly, and it sailed on him.
Sort of slows it down. 32 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Still no score. But Cole Spencer and the Rams knocking on the door inside the 10-yard line. Second and goal. Spencer back to pass. Has time. Good protection. Finds his man Yoakum inside the 5-yard line and out of bounds on the far side.
Yeah, Spencer flushed that time out of the pocket. See Yoakum comes underneath, is able to get some separation and become a nice target for Cole Spencer inside the 5-yard line.
Noel Roach coming up with the tackle there. It's third and goal from the 2. Spencer puts a man in motion. That's Schweiger, and he's going to throw to him. Schweiger, 5 yards to go, but he can't make it to the end zone as Penn Hill's defense comes up strong there.
Yeah, man coverage on the outside, and they throw the swing pass really quick to Schweiger. You see the defensive backs getting off blocks, running him down, dropping him for a loss. And now fourth down, decision time for Pine Richland.
Jaden Duggar, Chase Barney coming up with the stop, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. No score, but Pine Richland looking to try to do something on fourth down. We'll be back right after this.
Are you someone who is taking care of an elderly or disabled family member? Find out how you can become an approved home health caregiver through Christian Home Health Care and get paid for your services. Christian Home Health Care can provide the training and certification you need, and we'll handle all the required paperwork and exams free of charge. Become a direct care worker for friends and family. Call Christian Home Health Care at 412-323-0203 or go to ChristianHomeHealthCareForYou.com.
Most window companies offer only one kind of window. At Pella, you can choose from the best selection of custom window and patio door styles, shapes, colors, finishes, and unique features you won't find anywhere else. A range of options to fit any project or budget, all with guaranteed customer satisfaction. The choice is yours, one option or one in a million with Pella. Schedule a free in-home or virtual consultation. 855-77-PELLA, PellaPittsburgh.com.
Voting in Allegheny County is easier and more convenient than ever. With Vote by Mail, you can cast your ballot from the comfort of home and return it by mail or in person. With additional election offices throughout the county, you can apply, receive, complete, and return your mail-in or absentee ballot on the spot. And on November 3rd, all 1,300-plus polling places will be open for in-person voting. Learn more and choose the voting option that's right for you at AlleghenyVotes.com.
Tonight on JP Roofing Fan Nation.
Welcome to my man cave.
Mom shares a lifetime of Pittsburgh sports memories. And we're giving away another Steelers masterpiece. Plus, where you can find these amazing tailgate tees. Tonight at 11:30 on JP Roofing Fan Nation. When life's got you down.
What's the difference between a golf ball and a G-spot?
A man will never stop looking for a golf ball.
Mom, weekdays at 5:30 on Pittsburgh CW.
And welcome back to Penn Hills High School, cheerleaders here, but they're some of the only limited people, as limited attendance for this game. Cheerleaders and band only, no fans, but we're happy to have you here on Pittsburgh CW. A 4th down and 4. So 4th and goal from the 4-yard line for Penn Hills, as they're trying to knock on the door and put the first points of the game on the board. Waiting for the official to set the football. All good now. Here's the snap. Spencer rolling to his right, looking for a man. Tries to complete the pass at the back of the end zone, but it falls short. And the Penn Hills defense comes up with another big stop.
It's all set up by the pressure. You can see they get pressure. Penetration in the backfield, forcing Cole Spencer to throw off his back foot, unable to get enough on the football to get it to his receiver. And this Penn Hills defense comes away with a huge stop there on 4th and goal to get the football back over to their offense. And I got to be honest, Jared, I'm surprised Pine Richmond has had their way early in this year on offense. They've been so good with 8 seniors on that side of the ball, with a senior quarterback, 3-year starter. But right now, Penn Hills playing outstanding and just pressuring. You can see them flying to the football, man coverage on the back end of this, and making plays.
Jeremiah Hazley was the intended target. Dante Pollard coming up with the stop. And Coach Ladon saying that Pollard, one of the big playmakers on the defense, he stands strong there. Another offensive possession here for Penn Hills. Julian Duggar. The give to Pollard up the middle. Has some space and is close getting over for another first down. So the Penn Hills offense not having too many problems here getting going.
No, and that's what happens on the zone read. They get penetration in the backfield. Both linebackers again in the backfield. But if you can get past that first wave of defenders, there's no one in that second level. Penn Hills gets to that second level, picks up 8 yards. Pine Richmond fortunate he didn't break that the whole way.
Brooks Eastburn coming up with the stop, making sure that he wasn't going to get much further. Eastburn, the junior, leads the teams in tackles coming into this game. 2nd down and short, and a stop in the backfield. Nothing going there for Penn Hills.
Luke Miller playing downhill, making the play in the backfield. Both these middle linebackers are not shy about coming downhill, playing hard-nosed football. They're obviously reading something that Penn Hills is doing that's kind of tipping them off, because they're bringing it through the A-gap pretty continuously on all the Penn Hills drives.
Luke Miller, second-team all-conference player for the Rams last year. 1 sack, 5 tackles coming into this game. That's his 6th now. As a 3rd down, a medium to gain for Penn Hills. Duggar back to pass, looking towards his left, and said he's going to try to take off with it. And he is tackled down around the 20-yard line. Looks like he's going to have enough for the first.
Nice pocket presence by Duggar. You can see the pressure comes from the outside. Miguel Jackson coming around the edge. Duggar steps up, keeps his eyes downfield, but decides to tuck it and run. Nice play by Duggar to keep this drive going. They were backed up, pick up that initial first down, and keep the football.
1st and 10 from the 16-yard line officially. You mentioned Miguel Jackson. Got to watch out for him. Big defensive end on the right side toward the bottom of your screen. Run play on 1st down for Dante Pollard once again, and Luke Miller on the task. We've seen him in 3 out of the last 4 plays.
Yeah, but a good job by Penn Hills up front. Get a hat on the hat, enough for his running back to pick up a couple yards. I mean, it's good to listen, 2 yards, you got to take it on 1st down when you're backed up with the way this Pine Richmond defense is trying to penetrate through the gaps.
2nd down and 7 for Penn Hills as they get the call from the sideline. You see the big play card held up. A couple of logos, including the Twitter logo, also Snuggle. Not every day you see that. 2nd and 7. Duggar going deep. Just too far, though. Out of the reach for Noel Roach, who was one-on-one down the far sideline.
That's the 2nd time they've tried to get Roach on a go pattern down the sideline. He's been locked up with these corners. Maybe a little step overthrow, but there you go. North face.
Yosemite Sam. Oh, Flex Seal. You can't go wrong with Flex Seal. Let me tell you.
Oh, man. Too funny.
Duggar 5 for 8, 27 yards so far. Also has 5 carries for 13 yards.
The most impressive thing is he's taking care of the football. No turnovers.
And it's 3rd and 7 for Penn Hills. Rolling to his left after the snap. Duggar, with time, is going to take it himself. moving up over the 25-yard line before he's brought down around the 27.
I think that's enough for the first down.
And they're moving the chains with 9:10 to go here in the half.
Boy, the following our key to the game for them is shortening the game. Well, Penn Hills has had the ball. Duggar, no one open downfield. Decides to tuck it and run, and you can see why Coach Don said we're going with a freshman this year. We talked to him before the game. He said he just has it about him. He has a command and an understanding and a presence about him, and we feel comfortable that we're going to ride with him no matter what. You know, we'll live with the growing pains, and this is a guy that you're going to see grow up right before your eyes here over the next 4 years. The talent's there. Talent's there, and he has some room to grow.
Took over for Eddie McKissick, who was the quarterback for the Indians last year. First down and 10 for Penn Hills. 28-yard line. Faking the handoff, Duggar rolling to his left. Will loft it downfield, but nobody in the area. Looks like it was intended for Noel Roach.
I'm not so sure that was going to be a running play initially because Luke Miller was in the backfield again. He was coming downhill. I think Duggar decided that I'm going to pull this ball and does a good job of remaining calm, throwing the football away.
Head coach John Ladon, and actually a Pine Richland area
resident.
Yeah. So
right.
So he's very familiar with the Rams. Interesting to see them matched up here once again on 2nd and 10. Duggar, the handoff up the middle, and it's quickly snuffed out. Taking the carry was Alan Parker, but he didn't get too far.
Well, and Jeremiah Hazley, he's not going to be left out of the defensive snaps. He's going to get in there and make his tackle too. This linebacker crew has been really good, all of them all year. 3 seniors that rally around and fly to the football.
Brings up a 3rd and 8. Hazley with the stop. Mentioned his name a couple of times, both offensively and defensively so far in this game. Penn Hills with a big 3rd and 8 opportunity. Under 9 minutes to go here in the half. Duggar in the backfield. A couple of backs surrounding him, and it looks like we're going to get a timeout. So we'll step aside. 8:06 remaining here in the half. Timeout taken by the Indians. We'll be right back. You're watching high school football on Pittsburgh CW, presented by UPMC Sports Medicine.
Experience the power of Bowser. Visit Bowser's Chevrolet in Monroeville and Beaver Falls. Shop our huge selection of new and pre-owned cars. Save time and money. Put Bowser's Chevrolet to work for you. Get the best price on a new Chevy up front and guaranteed. Before you buy anywhere else, get to Bowser's Chevrolet in Monroeville and Beaver Falls.
I am so proud that for over 35 years, Greenbrier has been a leader in substance abuse treatment. Our approach is based on recognizing the uniqueness of each individual we serve. We are so proud to call Pittsburgh our home. Greenbrier Treatment Center. People get well here.
When was the last time you heard, "I believe in you"? Who knew 4 words could do so much? Lift you up, unleash your confidence, make you work even harder than you thought you could, just to prove them right. The thing you've been searching for, that potential for greatness, you already have it. Always have. You just need someone to believe in you. IUP.
Want to sell your house but don't want the hassles or the fees? I'm Ryan Chalaba with the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. After a 20-minute home tour, we'll make you a cash offer and close on the day you choose. Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. Call 412-386-0096.
And welcome back. Last year, these two teams did meet up in a Week 0 matchup in Gibsonia. It was a close game, really, through 3 quarters. Only a 14-0 score at halftime. We talked to head coach John Ladon, but they couldn't pull out any offense. And Pine Richland ultimately ended up winning 21-0. No score here, 8:06 to go in the second. And it's a 3rd and 8 situation for Penn Hills as these two teams trading possessions back and forth. Duggar back to pass on 3rd and 8. In a little bit of trouble, Miguel Jackson trying to come up from behind. Pass is completed, but it's going to be short as Derek Topek comes up with the catch.
Yeah, impressed with Duggar here. Doesn't force the football, buys some time, uses his legs, extend the play, finds a receiver downfield. Short pickup, yeah, they're going to punt the football, but more importantly, I mean, for a freshman, you can see the poise that he has. No panic in him at all here in this football game.
4th and 5 situation. As we mentioned, Julian Duggar, not only their starting quarterback, but also your starting punter for the Indians. Play clock was down to 0 as Duggar gets it off, though. No whistle blown, and it's going to be scooped up off the turf. Quickly, a tackle. Andrew Mellis, the sophomore, trying to get somewhat of a return for Pine Richland.
Yeah, it looked like a block in the back, too, that was missed. But if you're Penn Hills right now, you got to be ecstatic. You're playing the #1 team in the WPIAL. You control them, the controllables. You're not making mistakes. You're controlling what you do on offense. Your defense is playing well. You came up with a 4th down stop at 4th and goal. Right now, with 7 minutes to go here in this second quarter, boy, you'd like to see this opportunistic defense create a turnover, shorten another field for them, but they've been really good.
Alan Parker coming up with the tackle. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. 7:05 to go here in the first half. Spencer takes the snap, throwing a screen pass to Yoakum on the far side, but he can't even make it back to the line of scrimmage originally. He's snuffed out by the Penn Hills defense.
Oh, great job on the outside right there. Can't get blocked. The receiver does not make the block. He fights off the block, and then you see the pursuit coming from the inside out. Hard to see the number on that one, but a good play defensively out there on the perimeter.
That was Jawan Brown, the linebacker. Also Dante Pollard out there as well. 2nd and 11. Spencer back to pass. Slipping a pass inside, right in front of the original line of scrimmage. And we do have a flag, or rather, no, that was just the football flying. It's completed. 6:23 left. Noel Roach coming up with the stop.
Yeah, just a short little gain right there for the Pine Richland offense. Only a pickup of maybe 3. Third down, the money down. What does Penn Hills dial up defensively?
3rd and 8 for the Rams. Spencer takes the snap. He's looking back to pass. Looking to his left under a little bit of pressure. Gets flushed out. Still has time. Throws it at the last second, but it just goes into the sidelines. Incomplete.
Boy, they're not going to get a sack on this play, but let me tell you something. That is about as close to a coverage sack as you can get. 4-man rush. Everyone's dropped in coverage. They are plastered to these receivers. And the secondary has done a tremendous job running with these receivers, forcing Cole Spencer out of the pocket to throw the football away. I mean, the pursuit from this defense has been tremendous. The coverage has been tremendous, and they're going to have an opportunity here to get the football back with good field position after the forced throwaway on 3rd down.
Yeah, 4th down and 8 officially for Pine Richland. And it looks like we're going to have another timeout called by the Indians.
Yeah, I think they saw that they weren't going to punt the football, and maybe they said, we got to think this over. Let's make sure we don't get caught here in a punt return situation with their offense out there.
Here's Rams on a run, taking a look at their current success since 2017. 2-0 in the current season. They lost in the Whitfield Championship last year to Central Catholic after an exciting season, though. Won the Whitfield title in 2018, lost in the state finals. And look at that, 2 Whitfield PIAA title total. I mean, you really can't complain with those results.
No, and I mean, you look at those years there, Cole Spencer's been the quarterback for 3 of them. So you take the 16 wins away when they had Phil Dracovic in 2017. I mean, Cole Spencer stepped into a position where, an unenviable position as you're following a big-time Division I quarterback in Phil Dracovic. And, you kind of step in and you carve out your own little niche as a quarterback and really do well. And all they've done is win. And they just continue to win. It seems like no matter who's under center up there for Pine Richland.
Once again, a 4th and 8 situation with 5:59 to go in the second quarter. Cole Spencer lining up in the shotgun for Pine Richland on this 4th and 8. And he'll pooch it away. A flag flies right at the line of scrimmage. And this one bounces at the 30-yard line and is scooped up by Eli Yoakum. See what the flag is back at the line.
Yeah, flag at the line of scrimmage.
Wayne Mattis, the head referee in this game.
Legal procedure. False start.
Legal formation. 5 players in the backfield on the kicking tee. 5 yards, re-kick, 4th down.
So it just bumps Pine Richland back. too many players in the backfield for that sequence.
Well, and what I like about this is you take the penalty, and that allows you to get your punt return team actually on the field, because they didn't have a guy back because they had to play punt safe with the way Pine Richland lined up with Cole Spencer at quarterback there. And then, obviously he took a couple steps back and punted the football. But here they're going to go traditional punt. So let's set up our punt return, and kind of the same thing, a little chess match going on here.
We'll see exactly what comes. But Spencer there takes the snap and will punt it away, and this is a high lofted kick. It's going to bounce pretty much right at the 30-yard line and take a ram roll all the way down inside the 10-yard line. Great positioning if you're Pine Richland. That's exactly what you want out of a punt.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Pine Richland ended up with the better end of this even after the penalty. Spencer hits a high spiraling punt, hits perfectly, rolls down 58 yards when it's all said and done, backing this Penn Hills offense up. Sometimes you get a penalty and you take it, and it ends up biting you. As it did here for Penn Hills on this offensive possession. But most important thing is their defense did their job again, forcing Pine Richland to punt the football away.
Still in a scoreless situation in the second quarter. 5:38 to go. Julian Duggar and the Penn Hills offense back out onto the field. 1st and 10. Duggar takes the snap, looks to his left, decides to keep it, and he's met pretty much right at the line of scrimmage. Once again, Luke Miller.
Yeah, Luke Miller's going to have double-digit tackles before halftime here. Look like a design quarterback draw right there. Nothing for Duggar running up the middle. Drop for just a short little 1-yard gain. But if you're Penn Hills right now, you have 5:16 on this clock here in the second quarter. Don't turn the ball over. See if you can get a couple first downs. Maybe hit a play over the top if you get a chance to. Most important thing is just take care of the football and pick up some first downs.
Marked as a gain of 1, 2nd and 9 for the Indians offense. Backed up deep in their own territory. Duggar firing a pass over the middle, and that's brought in. Fantastic catch. Brought in DeAndre Mitchell.
Yeah, quick slant. You can see the strength of Julian Duggar's arm. He plants and lets it rip. Quick slant, pick up the first down. Nice throw, nice catch for this Penn Hills offense. Backed up, picking that first down up, keeping this drive going.
Way to hold on to that one as well, as he was covered pretty heavily coming across the field. Mitchell, a senior, 5'11", $165 out on the field. 1st and 10 with 4.5 remaining in the first half. Duggar with a man to his left. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Back to pass under pressure quickly. Warrianka in the backfield, and he's going to come up with the sack.
Warrianka's, another linebacker blitz, and they're just caving in that pocket when they bring these guys through the A gap. You can see a little mix-up in pass protection right there. Lineman took the blitzing linebacker, and the running back was unable to pick up the defensive lineman. Miscommunication, and the result is a big loss and a big play for this Pine Richland Rams defense.
Yanka, who also serves as a kicker for this team. Mainstay in the linebacking core as well. 2nd and 16 for Duggar and the Indians. A give up the middle. This time, taken by Derek Topek. Let's take a look at the replay. A major hit.
Yeah, Topek is trying to find his way. And you can see Miller
once again, and then coming in on the back as well is Jeremiah Hazley.
Yeah, sandwich between those linebackers. These 3 linebackers make a lot of plays. As you can see here tonight, we're calling their names just about every play.
Especially Miller. Brings up a 3rd and 12, with 3 minutes remaining here in the half. Duggar with a man to his right, 4 wide receivers spread, looking to pass. It's tipped in the air and almost intercepted. Looks like Miguel Jackson coming up with the tip to break up that pass.
Yeah, Penn Hills dodges a bullet right there. Miguel Jackson is not able to come away with that reception. It gave him great field position. But you can see his athleticism, plays off the blocks, gets vertical. Unable to come down with the tip, but most important thing is they stop the clock, force a punt, and Pine Richland should come away with some really good field position.
See what the Rams can do with 2:56 remaining in the first half. Duggar back to punt. Takes the snap. No problems there, but it's a short punt. Hits at the 30-yard line and starts rolling the wrong direction. Actually an advantage there for Pine Richland. And We'll have another Rams offensive possession when we come back. Thanks for tuning in. It's high school football here on Pittsburgh CW, presented by UPMC Sports Medicine.
At Dollar Bank, we take care of everything. Every day. Everywhere. For everyone. Open a Dollar Bank checking account today and earn $400.
Voting in Allegheny County is easier and more convenient than ever. With Vote by Mail, you can cast your ballot from the comfort of home and return it by mail or in person. With additional election offices throughout the county, you can apply, receive, complete, and return your mail-in or absentee ballot on the spot. And on November 3rd, all 1,300 plus polling places will be open for in-person voting. Learn more and choose the voting option that's right for you at AlleghenyVotes.com.
You want top quality roofing?
Replacing a roof isn't just shingles, it's a complete engineered system. Being an Owens Corning preferred contractor at JP Roofing and Siding understands how the whole system works. With over 38 years in the business, JP Roofing and Siding takes pride in their craftsmanship and do all their jobs right the first time.
If you're looking to get your roof replaced, hire JP Roofing and Siding. Quality long remembered at a fair price.
At Dollar Bank, we take care of everything. Every day. Everywhere. For everyone. Open a Dollar Bank checking account today and earn $400.
And welcome back to Penn Hills High School, site of this 5A Northeast Conference matchup between the Pine Richland Rams and Penn Hills Indians. Chris Schneider, Jared Barton with you here in the booth. And with 2:46 remaining in the half, still a scoreless contest. Pine Richland back on offense. Spencer taking the snap, passing to the end zone. And who's there to make the catch? It's Eli Yoakum.
Spencer pass complete. Good protection up front. Yoakum on the go pattern on the outside. Protection, you can see, delivers a strike to the outside shoulder. Perfect throw, perfect catch, and one play. 42 yards for the Pine Richland Rams get on the board.
Yoakum, a second-team all-conference player, two-way starter, and he comes up with the game's first points. It's 6-0 Pine Richland. Marianka coming up with the extra point attempt. Spencer to hold. Kick is up and through the uprights. A 7-0 advantage for Pine Richland. Finally breaking the ice after back and forth possessions between both teams.
Yeah, they create the short field with the special teams, and you can see Cole Spencer. He knows Yoakum's able to get on top of the receiver, gain enough separation, puts it out there perfectly for him for that touchdown. So good job by this offense, who has not really been in sync here tonight, and give credit to the Penn Hills defense for that, for them not being in sync. They've been blanketing these receivers. One time here, the Yoakum was finally able to get some separation. You can see Cole Spencer gets the ball to him on the outside for the touchdown. Cole Spencer is only completing 50% of his passes. He had an interception until that throw right there, here this evening.
You have a cool story about Eli Yoakum's father, who's actually a coach on the team at halftime. So stick around for our halftime show with Rich Walsh. So we'll get to hear a little bit about the Yoakum family coming up with that first and all-important touchdown. Time of possession for Pine Richland, only 5 minutes and 56 seconds. But they do have the first score of the game. That's compared to 15-25 the other direction for Penn Hills.
Yeah, I mean, here we are, 7-0 Pine Richland. And before the game, we were talking to head coach Don LaDon, and he was talking about last year's game, where he said the first 2 minutes of the game last year, they were down 14-0, and then the rest of the way they played pretty much even and only lost 7-0. He thought they had a good defensive game plan last year. He felt they have a good defensive game plan this year, and so far so good. Now it's just a matter of that offense maybe hitting a big play and getting some points on the board for his team.
Kickoff all the way down to the 15-yard line, and Penn Hills, they'll try to make a bit of a return out of this, but it's quickly swallowed up. Dante Pollard returning it just a few yards for Penn Hills.
The kick was placed nicely over there, just on the numbers, allowing that left side of that kickoff team to get down there and make the tackle. Important right here now for Penn Hills. 2:33 on the clock. They'd like to either keep the ball until halftime, burn the clock out, not give Pine Richland another opportunity, or put some points on the board. And Penn Hills, most importantly, gets the ball in the second half.
2:33 to go here in the first half. And does Penn Hills have an answer? That's the question for freshman quarterback Julian Duggar. Takes the snap and gives the handoff right up the middle. Open space, and there go the Indians up over midfield. Finally taken down on the other side, 34-yard line. That's Derek Topek coming up with a big game.
And that's what happens when you commit to stopping the run with your linebackers blitzing. If the running back is able to get past that first wave and you get guys blocked, you look what happened. He gets into the secondary. Now it becomes a foot race. Big play for this Penn Hills Indian offense. 45 yards on the run.
Jeremiah Hazley coming up with the stop, and not before a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line officially. Penn Hills in business up over midfield. Duggar rolling to his right. Will have to keep it and won't gain much as he's forced out of bounds.
Doesn't lose yardage, though. He's able to pick up at least a half yard, maybe a yard there. Good poise from the freshman. Really remarkable. The calmness you can see on his face. Calm, collected. You can see he's developing right before our eyes. Going to be a really special player in the years to come.
Duggar and Topek in the backfield from the 34-yard line. Changing the play at the line. Duggar getting the call from the sideline. And he barks out the orders to his offensive line. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, and he'll roll to his left. This is a designed run play that's swallowed up in the backfield.
Yeah, that looked like a busted play in the backfield there. I don't know if they were looking for the zone read. The running back went the other way, and now it's just about surviving to live to see another down.
And a timeout taken by Pine Richland with 2:06 remaining, as they now have Penn Hills backed up to a 3rd and 13. You know, Eric Kasparovich probably wanting to get back on offense, see if they could score again before the half if they possibly could. Well, Penn Hills has certainly produced its share of great football players in its program history, but perhaps none will end up being more impactful at a professional level than defensive lineman Aaron Donald. Donald played for the Indians from 2007 to 2009 as an undersized and overlooked college prospect. His only major college offer was from Pitt, where he started for the Panthers before moving on to the Rams and becoming the Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL. And man, has he shined at the professional level.
Well, he's really redefining the position. I think it kind of really, when you really think about it, what's your legacy going to be? He's redefining the defensive tackle position. I mean, a little over 6 feet maybe. He's not 315 pounds like a lot of the nose guards and three techniques are. 285 pounds. I mean, he is in as good a shape as you could possibly be in, and he just whoops guys on a repetitive basis. There's a ton of players have come out of this area, out of Penn Hills. I mean, you're talking to Bill Freilich, Tom Tumulty. Obviously, Aaron Donald is going to maybe end up being the best of all of them. If he's not already.
Exactly. Not only a great player on the field, but also a nicer person actually to get to know as well. 3rd down situation. Duggar passing to the near sideline, but it's incomplete. Out of the reach of Chase Barney.
Incomplete pass and stops the clock, which Pine Richland likes. You know, they took the timeout there to stop the clock on 3rd down here. They get a free timeout here. Now, what if you're Don LaDon? What do you do? Do you punt the football away or do you go for it? I like the idea of running the punt team on the field, try to pin them deep, and your defense has been playing well. Let's give them a shot to make a stop before halftime.
Yeah, if you can somehow pin the Pine Richland offense down deep, you may be able to run this first half clock out before any more damage is done from the Pine Richland offense. Duggar takes the snap and he'll punt it away. This one will bounce at the 6-yard line and pretty much come dead, where it'll be scooped up by Penn Hills' Brendan Hill. Can't complain with that spot.
No, and I mean, you took some time off the clock. A minute 56, you got the offense for Pine Richland backed up. You know, you have confidence in your defense. Your defense is playing well. 31-yard punt right there by Duggar. You rely on your defense now to either come up with a stop, create a short field, or get a turnover, because they've been playing well all night against this high-powered Pine Richland offense.
Less than 2 minutes to go for Pine Richland, who holds a 7-0 lead after the Eli Yoakum touchdown on the previous possession. Cole Spencer and the offense back out onto the field for the Rams. 2 wide receivers split to the right, a third in motion, that's Yoakum. Spencer back to pass. Looking downfield on the left side, has his man. It's Luke Miller coming up with a catch right around the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Luke Miller is able to get behind the secondary on the far side of the field. Cole Spencer, perfect throw, but a really, really outstanding catch by Luke Miller.
We've heard his name all night, specifically on defense, now coming up with a big offensive play. 1st and 10. Spencer back to pass again. Looking to the right this time, has to come back for it, but the catch is brought in. Once again, Alex Gochis this time.
Yeah, come back right on the outside. Gochis makes a diving catch, puts him out just short of midfield. Pine Richland offense starting to find some rhythm.
Yet another first down for PR. Just shy of midfield. Spencer back to pass, has pressure, and he is going to be taken down, but gets the ball away before he's sacked. It's an incomplete pass, once again intended for Gochis, but good awareness by Spencer to get that ball away before he was taken down.
Yeah, relentless pressure from the backside. Defensive lineman Keith Pellman, only a sophomore, just running around the edge, using his speed to get to Spencer. Spencer does a good job of almost completing that pass. A little strong on the throw, but great job by that defensive front.
2nd down, but a whistle blown before we could get this play off. As head referee Wayne Mattis talking to the Penn Hill sideline. Less than 90 seconds remaining here in first half. All square now. As a big shift, once again, a unique formation for Pine Richland. Half of their line split out to the left side. The toss to Yoakum. And he's quickly stopped just a few yards ahead of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, a little gadget play, trying to get this defense on their heels a little bit, but Penn Hills does not bite. They play off the blocks, make the play in space, forcing this 3rd down.
Jawan Brown coming up with the stop. It's 3rd and 7 for Pine Richland. Spencer back to pass. Pressure around him. Avoids it. Goes down deep. Gochis is there, and he's going to walk into the end zone for the Pine Richland touchdown. Alex Gochis, a 47-yard catch for a score.
Yeah, Gochis and Yoakum both behind the secondary. Cole Spencer says, I'm going to go to Gochis over the top. Good throw. Great catch. And just like that, Pine Richland opens up a 13-point lead.
Can't complain with the downfield throws from Cole Spencer.
Maybe a
touchdown.
Spike the ball.
After the play,
might give him a penalty.
Unsportsmanlike foul. On Pine Richland. That penalty, 15 yards, will be enforced at the kickoff.
Excessive celebration. Can't be spiking the football at the high school level. And Waryanka will line up for the extra point. Trying to extend this lead to 14. Kick is up and good. 14-0 Pine Richland.
And the last 2 drives, this offense is finally finding a stride. But look at that ball by Cole Spencer just to the outside of his wide receiver. Both of them were open. He threw to the outside receiver. Good throw, good catch. Yoakum there to celebrate with him a little too much, and they're going to kick the football. They'll assess it on the kickoff. But Pine Richland, 5 plays, 93 yards, only a minute and 6 after the 48-yard touchdown pass to Gochis.
Yeah, they had to really go quickly as they had less than 2 minutes to work with, but they made efficient time. We mentioned their time of possession really isn't high at all. Penn Hills with most of the offensive possession. Pine Richland taking advantage of the opportunities that are given to them. We mentioned Cole Spencer, a very fantastic athlete, really. Not only can he play quarterback, but he's also a wrestler, going to Penn for wrestling. But, man, how about some of those spirals? from the senior.
Yeah, tight throw. Got a great arm. Lets it rip. Knows the understanding of the offense is the most impressive thing, because you've got to be able to think quick, because they play with tempo. So, you know, he knows he's got playmakers on the outside. He knows where the football's supposed to go. And it helps that he's got 4 senior linemen up front as well. You know, they've got 8 senior starters. He's comfortable in the pocket. But the most important thing is he's very accurate with his throwing. He hasn't been as accurate tonight, but that's a result of the tight coverage that Penn Hills has given them. But here in the second quarter, you're starting to show you what he's been doing for the last 2 years and here into his 3rd year.
Marianka lining up to kick off for Pine Richland. Roach and Pollard back deep to receive. With less than a minute to go before halftime, a 14-0 Pine Richland lead, and Pollard will bring it up from the 20-yard line. Finds a seam up towards midfield. Dante Pollard rumbles over the 50-yard line. And with 45 seconds to go in the half, you really can't complain with this field position.
No, and I like what he does. He gets north and south fast. I mean, you can see right here, he turns the jets on, gets to midfield, bounces off a couple tacklers, and gets into Pine Richland territory. And now it's up to this offense. This offense has got to find a way to make a play, help this quarterback out. 35 yards on the return sets up this possession for Penn Hills. But some of these receivers on the outside, someone's got to help Duggar out. Make a big catch for him. Make the unbelievable catch, and get some points on the board here before halftime.
Ball officially spotted at the 48-yard line of Pine Richland. Duggar takes the snap in the shotgun. Pressure coming from both ends, and Duggar's going to be caught up by Luke Miller once again.
But Luke Miller just is relentless on the defensive side of the football. I mean, these linebackers are blitzing, and they're coming from different angles. This time Miller over the outside, just relentless pursuit. They're picking up the sack on Duggar.
Grabbing the leg and not letting go. Don't want to have Duggar evade your tackle, especially in this situation. Because of the situation, the clock continues to run. We're now under 10 seconds remaining in the half. We'll see if we get one more play. Duggar takes the snap, rolling to his right, looking to throw downfield. A lofted pass, man's open there, but it's tipped and intercepted. It's going the other direction. Brooks Eastburn with the interception to end the half. 14-0 score for the Rams after one half of play here at Uhas McGinley Stadium. It's just been a fantastic showing by both teams, really. Late scores by Pine Richland to give them the advantage.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the first quarter, Penn Hills really kind of controlled the game. I mean, their defense was playing well. They turned the football over of the Pine Richland offense. They were, possessing the football. Unable to come away with points, though, is going to be one of the things that they're going to talk about when they had those opportunities. And then in the second quarter, it kind of changed. Pine Richland was finally able to find rhythm in their passing game with their tempo offense, and Cole Spencer was able to finally find these receivers on the perimeter as they got some separation.
Really got to give Penn Hills credit, though, for hanging in here in the first half. Down a few players coming into this game, and they're making a game of it.
No question they're making a game of it. They're standing toe-to-toe with this team, and they're just a couple of plays away from having a couple touchdowns themselves. I mean, you got to remember, they got to stop fourth and goal at the 4-yard line, or if they pick up the first down, they could have had another 4 downs to punch it in. But Luke Miller, we've said his name a number of times tonight on the defensive side of the ball for Pine Richland, has made some plays, and he was the one that made the stop there on 4th and goal.
Penn Hills will get the ball in the second half. There's the freshman Julian Duggar.
Yeah, really like him and his poise for just being a freshman. He's got tremendous poise, and you can see how he's handling these situations.
We're going to head back down to the sidelines with head coach for Pine Richland, Eric Kasparovich, doing it a little bit differently here in the COVID situation. We're going to have a coach step up to the mic, and coach, really a very interesting first half, if you will. Sort of a slow start for the Rams, but they come out scoring there in the second quarter.
Yeah, obviously not to start we wanted. Very, very slow start, but I like the way we kind of just fought through some adversity. Offense was struggling there a little bit. But, you know, they fought back and got us 2 scores there late. Penn Hills, give credit to them. They got a great plan here so far, but we got to go make some adjustments and hopefully come out a little faster here in the second half.
Yeah, Coach, I was going to ask you real quick. I know you guys struggled a little bit on offense. That's a result of what Penn Hills has been doing. You know, what changes for you guys? Is it running the football, or is it just more about a timing from your offense?
I think you got it there, Chris. They're beating us up on the perimeter a little bit, and I think we need to start running the football a little bit more. I think we've been effective when we've been doing that, but then we're getting behind the sticks and then trying to catch up. So we got to do a better job here running the football, controlling the line of scrimmage, and then when we do get the ball out on the perimeter on our screen game or whatnot, we got to be able to hold up out there with our blocks.
Coach, best of luck in the second half. Thanks for the time here at halftime.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So a 14-0 advantage for Pine Richland after 1 half of play. Penn Hills giving them a fight, though. We'll take a break, and we'll have a halftime report with Rich Walsh coming up next. You're watching high school football on Pittsburgh CW, brought to you by UPMC Sports Medicine.
The Honda HR-V is perfect for your typical day. Because it's been designed for your less typical ones, too. So it's ready for just about anything. The Honda HR-V, with available real-time all-wheel drive with intelligent control system. Get a great deal on the HR-V, the most versatile vehicle in its class.
Heinz Field, PNC Park, a rugged skyline. From our offices in Gateway Center, we see the heart of Pittsburgh. But even the strongest people in the most resilient cities sometimes have bad things happen. The attorneys at Bordas & Bordas understand this and are proud of the results we've obtained for our clients. But we're most proud that we get to fight for justice in this great city. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Proud partner of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Looking for exceptional roofing?
Ireland Contracting is Platinum Preferred certified by Owens Corning, the industry leader in total roofing protection, featuring SureNail technology and guaranteed performance. Our expert Amish crews are able to complete most roofs in just 1 day. Make Ireland Contracting your choice for vinyl and wood siding, windows and doors, and skylights. Stop into our new showroom located on Route 8 in Shaler, or go online at IrelandContracting.com, or call us at 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
Are you someone who is taking care of an elderly or disabled family member? Find out how you can become an approved home health caregiver through Christian Home Health Care and get paid for your services. Christian Home Health Care can provide the training and certification you need, and we'll handle all the required paperwork and exams free of charge. Become a direct care worker for friends and family. Call Christian Home Health Care at 412-323-0203 or go to ChristianHomeHealthCareForYou.com.
Good evening and welcome to the high school halftime show on Pittsburgh CW. I'm Rich Walsh here in our KDK studio downtown. We'll get you back out to my alma mater in a few minutes, but first, we've got a treat for you. If you haven't seen our new show, JP Roofing Fan Nation, you're missing out. It's all about Pittsburgh sports culture, from crazy sports tattoos and fan caves to tailgate food and downright hilarious fans. Check out this sneak peek. What is Fan Nation?
Fan Nation is a celebration of you, the 412 fanatics who support Pittsburgh sports around our area.
The Pirates, Penguins, and Steelers.
Pitt, Penn State, West Virginia, Duquesne, and Robert Morris.
Let's not forget high school Friday night lights shine bright in the Burgh, and we love our hoops and wrestling too.
It's you, the die-hard Pittsburgh fans who make it great.
412 for life. It's a mindset for Pittsburgh pride.
Whether you're from the 412 or the 724.
Or anywhere else, like this guy from the 203.
That's in Connecticut.
Or the Steeler Bar in the 406.
Oh, that's in Montana.
Your dedication and devotion to Pittsburgh sports spans the globe.
And this show will celebrate your food, your fan caves,
your tailgates, terrible towels,
even your tattoos.
Everything that makes our sports fans the most fanatical in the world.
This is Fan Nation.
So, Daisy, some of the biggest Pittsburgh sports fans don't even live in Pittsburgh. This is Russ from Connecticut.
Well, Russ, let us see your fan cave. Take us through.
I'll take you around. They're all signed jerseys for Matisse Miller.
Crosby in street clothes. Roberto Clemente. Bettis, my grandmother's. Rudy. Mario Lemieux. Franco Harris. Roethlisberger. We're going to hand paint this entire mural. It took 9 months. This is a custom-made bubble hockey set with Pittsburgh Steelers Penguins on everything, hand-painted on real programs from the Immaculate Reception. This is signed by Fuqua, who was supposed to catch it. This other one is signed by Franco Harris, who obviously caught the Immaculate Reception. The Steelers dream group. So if you want to go and talk about the Steelers, you want to talk about Pittsburgh, this is where you go. Doesn't matter if you live in Pittsburgh, Connecticut, I don't care if you're Alaska. This is how my house is going to look.
What do your friends and family and people up there think about you being a Steelers fan?
There's Patriots, there's Jets, there's Giants, like Eagles within a couple hours. There's so many just people that have it wrong.
Hi, I'm John from South Park, and I love this city so much that I got skin in the game. Chest, stomach, all dedicated to Pittsburgh. Big baseball fan, definitely. Football more than baseball, but I just love them all, you know. Just a huge sports fan in general. Probably over the course of a few months. It wasn't too long. Once I started, I just kept at it and kept going, and just kept getting more inspired, and just for the love of the city, and kept thinking of more ideas, and that was a cool little project I did. I got the belly button as a tunnel under the bridge there. I got the KDK microphone here on the arm too. I do have 412 inside my bottom lip. It was actually the least painful one I had out of all of them. I think I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna find some space here somewhere, and I gotta find room for the ball pumpy anyone, obviously. I'm John from South Park. I'm 412 for life, and you're watching Fan Nation.
Hey guys, I know it's only one game, but can I say it? Super Bowl? Big Ben comes back a full year after being gone, and he looks like an MVP. Hey, Frank, why don't you be quiet? Because you hurt your arm 10 years ago. You're still on disability. Oh, it's only been one game, dude, and you're talking like we've already had a parade. I can never stay up for them late games. I was in bed by halftime. Well, I gotta get up at 4:45 every morning. Sorry, the Roonies aren't paying my bills. However, if they make the Super Bowl, I'm calling off that Monday, I tell you that. None of these quarterbacks today are scoring on that 70s defense. Not your Tom Brady, your Pat Mahomes, or that Darren Rodgers. I remember during the Super Bowl, the defense stabbed Terry Bradshaw in the stomach. He didn't even complain. He just got back out there and threw a touchdown. You know who I'm good friends with? Rocky Blyer, his cousin, Chucky. Last time the Pittsburgh Steelers opened the season Monday night and beat an NFC East team, they went to the AFC Championship. And I don't remember what happened after that. Before I got the gout, you know I could run the 40 in under 5 seconds. How you gonna muff that punt in the first quarter? Hey, Bill, can you toss me my keys? Terrible throw. I hope Corner comes back soon, but if he can't, we all remember what I did at Whitfields in the late 90s.
That was a lot of fun to be a part of, but it's only a small section of the show. To watch the entire episode, tune in tonight at 11:30 on the CW when Fan Nation will air in its entirety. Now, Fan Nation is all about highlighting the most insane fans in Western PA. And many of those fans normally make their way to local high school football games like the one tonight at Penn Hills. Unfortunately, that isn't happening this year, which deprives them of the killer food at the concession stand of UHAS McGinley Stadium. Now, to make up for that lost opportunity, we asked Selena Pompiani to help those fans in the Penn Hills area find some good local grub. Here's Selena around town.
I signed the lease for this space 3 days before the global economic shutdown.
Kat Schuler has been rolling pepperoni since 2015.
This will make about 50.
Making wholesale rolls from an empty church kitchen. She then moved to a few other shared kitchens before opening up her own space right here along Butler Street across from the 62nd Street Bridge.
You know, I've been making wholesale rolls for the past 5 years, and it's wonderful. I love baking, but I really like to interact with people too. So this just really opens the door and lets people come in.
Kat is from West Virginia, home of the pepperoni rolls.
I felt a strong need to create a social enterprise that integrates the Appalachian culture.
When Kat moved to Pittsburgh, she knew she wanted to unite the rural and urban communities and loved the creative opportunities that Pittsburgh presented.
So one of the reasons why this space is so special to me and kind of integral to the mission of Rolling Pepperoni is that it's right behind a greenway.
She says the hope is for the customer to come into her store, pick up the pepperoni roll, and then enjoy it while exploring in the woods or down by the river.
Through Rolling Pepperoni's work, we focus on the Appalachian culture, creating a really beautiful, positive, forward momentum kind of narrative for the phrase, for the region, for the identity, and bringing us all together.
That's the reason behind creating their stories that you can find on the wrappers of their pepperoni rolls. Kat hired 2 story coordinators to connect with Appalachians and share what it means to them, because stories, like food, are best when shared.
So many West Virginians have come in, and they all tell me about where they're from, where they first came to love the pepperoni roll.
Just like this West Virginian. Here's PTL videographer Jeff Roop enjoying his pepperoni roll outside of Rolling Pepperoni. You can find them almost anywhere in West Virginia, but the beloved pepperoni roll has also become a staple in Western Pennsylvania, too.
Well, there's pepperoni and cheese. We also have a vegan roll with banana peppers and marinated artichokes. We have pepperoni and pickles, which we affectionately call the wagon wheelie roll. And we have the hot trot roll, which has pepperoni and Oliverio peppers, and the Monongahela roll, which is pepperoni and an olive tapenade.
On their busiest days, Kat makes up to 300 to 400 pepperoni rolls. During the week, they are open from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. with reduced hours on the weekends.
Thanks, Selena. I might have to stop by for a pepperoni roll sometime on my way home from work. Speaking of work, mine is not done here on the halftime show. Coming up next, I'll profile a coach and a player combo for Pine Richland, who've been a driving force behind the Rams' success. Stick around.
To many, I'm a Hall of Fame football player, but I'm also a family man and a proud Pittsburgher. I'm also a United Healthcare Medicare Advantage member. As a running back, my teammates were there to protect me. As a United Healthcare member, I still have a strong team supporting me. Their award-winning customer service team and a strong network of doctors and hospitals give me peace of mind so I can get the care I need when and where I want it. Call today.
This October, Kitchen Saver encourages you to think pink. We're proud to again support the fight against breast cancer by donating a portion of all October sales to the American Cancer Society to help fund hope and find a cure. Together, we will take a stand. Together, we will make a difference. Together, we will continue making strides.
Pennsylvanian. I'm a proud Pennsylvanian.
And this year, I'm voting by mail.
This year, I'm voting by mail. Voting by mail is easy, safe, and secure. And you can drop it off in person or by the mail.
Provide your email,
and you'll get updates along the way.
Go to votespa.com to learn more about how to vote by mail.
Apply for your ballot like I did.
And thank you for doing your civic duty and voting.
I be voting.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
I can't believe it.
What? That our new house is haunted by Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Hey, Jill. Hey, Kurt. Movies? I'll get snacks.
No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on our car insurance with Geico.
I got snacks. Ooh, I got popcorn. I got caramel corn. I got kettle corn.
Right.
Am I saying too loud?
Believe it. Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Welcome back to our halftime show here on Pittsburgh CW. We'll get you back out to Penn Hills for the second half, where the Pine Richland offense will be in high gear as always. And that gear is shifted by an unheralded coach.
Trips right, Jack, Buffalo, white quick.
Play calls like this one might sound confusing. Welcome back to our halftime show here on Pittsburgh CW. We'll get you back out to Penn Hills for the second half, where the Pine Richland offense will be in high gear as always. And that gear is shifted by an unheralded coach.
Trips right, Jack, Buffalo, white quick.
Play calls like this one might sound confusing to some people, but not to Todd Yoakum. He's been coaching quarterbacks at Pine Richland for over a decade, but before he was engineering scoring drives, he did something that required a lot more brain power.
My background is in robotics. I have a PhD from Carnegie Mellon, and I built self-driving cars there. In the early 2000s, I started a couple robotics-related companies and ended up selling those in 2006 and 2007.
Everyone I says, they're like, you know, you have the smartest dad, like, in the world. Like, I guess I do.
Cashing out that robotics company has allowed Yoakum to focus on his two greatest passions, football and family. And fortunately for him, those two go hand in hand. His oldest son, Ben, played for PR when they won a WPIAL state title in 2017. And his youngest son, Eli, is currently one of the best wide receivers in the state.
Go by him, Eli. Go by him, Eli. Go by him. Yes, go, go, go. Go, yes, yes, yes. This is the 10th year that I've coached high school football here at Pine Richland. I've had a child on the sideline with me for 9 of those 10 years. So every game day, everything I do with the coaches after the games, I remember, save all that stuff, try and think, all right, this could be the last home game against Gateway, last away game at Penn Hills, things like that.
It's super cool. I mean, he's done it with my sister since she cheered, then my brother when he played, and now me. And he's actually made a collage where he has all the pictures. Like, he has one for her, one for me, and one for him.
Another positive about his dad being on the sidelines is the immediate reaction Eli gets during games.
Better catch in the first one, too. That was great.
I kind of like it a lot because I hate whenever I get home and my dad asks me like a million questions about stuff. It always happens at school. He's like, oh, how was your day? How was this class? How was a test or something? So I think like right after is super nice. I think it's really cool.
That football chatter doesn't always stay on the sidelines, which is fine with the Yoakum males at home, but not necessarily the females.
And I think the person who like doesn't like the football talk at home is really my mom. Me and my dad like love talking about football at the dinner table and stuff.
You know, you come to our house and ask my daughter what we talk about, and she's going to tell you we talk about football 24/7. But if I want to say something to Eli this year, the first thing I do is I say, hey, Ryan, the offensive coordinator, I say, hey, Ryan, why don't you text Eli and tell him that? Because I know he'll be more apt to listen.
That perspective on family dynamics isn't the only wisdom rolling around in this coach/engineer's head. He also makes sure to drop knowledge on the non-family members of this year's team.
One thing I tell all my kids, you know, there's only so many times in life when you can be the absolute best at something. You know, those opportunities don't come around. So take advantage of them when they come. And this year for this team could be that opportunity.
Great perspective there from the Yoakum family, and the Rams could very well be on their way to a state championship this year. Well, that wraps up our high school halftime show from Gateway Center downtown. Jared Barton, Chris Snyder will be back with the first half highlights and stats and the second half kickoff right after this. I'm Rich Walsh. Have a great night, and I'll see you later.
Happy Hour just got hoppier at IHOP with a $5 menu featuring pancakes, burgers, and more yum-yums. So while you can't buy happiness, you can buy hoppiness. iHoppy Hour, every day from 2 to 10 p.m.
Heinz Field, PNC Park, a rugged skyline. From our offices in Gateway Center, we see the heart of Pittsburgh. But even the strongest people in the most resilient cities sometimes have bad things happen. The attorneys at Bordas & Bordas understand this and are proud of the results we've obtained for our clients. But we're most proud that we get to fight for justice in this great city. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Proud partner of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Everyone means to save for the future. Sometimes life just gets in the way. That's why we created Money Scout. It analyzes your checking account to find money that's not being used and moves it to your savings automatically. Huntington, welcome.
Research shows only 14% of drivers plan to go off-road. That doesn't mean the restyled Honda CR-V can't handle a few unexpected bumps. After all, we don't know how extreme you plan to get. The Honda CR-V, with available real-time all-wheel drive with intelligent control system. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
WPIAL football on Pittsburgh CW is presented by UPMC Health Plan, proud to sponsor WPIAL athletes. Also sponsored in part by Dunkin', the official coffee and donuts of the WPIAL. The WPIAL runs on Dunkin', and by the power of Bowser Family of Dealerships, a proud WPIAL sponsor.
Welcome back to Penn Hills High School. 14-0 advantage for Pine Richland here in this opening game on Pittsburgh CW. Let's take a look at the first half stats. And Chris, look at that time of possession difference. That's really the thing that gets me in the first half. Pine Richland not having the amount of time that Penn Hills have with the football, but they're making quick work and turning it into scoring plays.
Yeah, that's the design of this Pine Richland Rams offense, is to score quickly. They sputtered in the first quarter, able to get things going in the second quarter. But Penn Hills, I mean, with that 16 minutes of possession, almost 17 minutes of possession to have no points, that's the tough one that the coach had to deal with at halftime. They got to find a way to use that possession and shorten the game like we talked about is the key, but now they got to capitalize when they have their opportunities.
Both teams over 100 yards, total yards, 35 plays for Penn Hills, 25 for Pine Richland. Let's take a look at the first half highlights. Not a good start for Pine Richland's offenses. Cole Spencer throws an interception, but Luke Miller there to stuff Julian Duggar to make sure that wasn't going to turn into any points. And then it was just a turnover game between both teams, really.
Yeah, the defense has kind of stepped up when their backs were against the wall and we're eliminating those scoring opportunities. And until here. And this is when Pine Richland really started to catch their stride. Yoakum, who we just saw the story about him, his dad there, got behind the secondary. And you see Cole Spencer throws a nice pass to Yoakum there for that touchdown.
That was 24 yards. This one, 48 yards to Alex Gochis, who was wide open. And that is where we stand, 14-0, as this is the end of the half. Julian Duggar throwing an interception, trying to get something going downfield. Had a man open, but Eastburn comes up with the interception, and that's where we are. 14-0 is Penn Hills sticking with it, though. And you really got to give them credit for the fight that they've put up so far in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think they came into the game probably as the underdog against Pine Richland. And, and we talked a lot about that as far as, Pine Richland offensively, the capabilities and the quickness with which they can score. But, credit this Penn Hills coaching staff and their defensive staff and their game plan, because they've held that offense in check minus those two plays. Now it's about finding a way to get some points and get into the end zone. Julian Duggar, only a freshman, but he's growing up right before our eyes, and you can see the ability that he has. Unable to connect with some of his receivers on the deep routes. If he's able to connect with them and they make some big plays, they get right back in this football game.
Head coach John Ladon for Penn Hills, of course, the 2018 Northern Conference Coach of the Year. This is just his fourth season at Penn Hills. He came over from Shaler, but just a couple of seasons into his tenure, he takes this team all the way to not only a WPIAL title, but also a state title.
Yeah, really impressive run that they had there, and a different team that they had with the running backs and the different dynamics that they had. But they had some playmakers, and they were tough, and they were physical, and they hit their stride, man, and they took off. And what a great season they had, and and that's the expectation at both of these programs. It's to win. I mean, these are perennial winners, and even though they're Pine Richland seniors team, they are expecting to win, and then you go to Penn Hills, it's a young team, they expect to win too.
Orianka, short of a short kick. It is fielded by Dante Pollard. Sort of ran into Noel Roach as well as we look at the replay.
Yeah, most important thing here, though, even though they collide, is that they don't turn the football over in the back end back there. They made the catch. Yeah, you live to see first down. That could have been disastrous if possession would have changed hands there.
Instead, it's an offensive possession here for Penn Hills. Down by 14 here to start this second half. Good to have you along here at Juhas McGinley Stadium, right in the shadows of the Bill Fralick Athletic Center. It's Julian Duggar, 7 for 14, 42 yards in the air tonight. Also, that one interception. Duggar with 2 backs behind him will give to the far back. And the Pine Richland defense there to make the stop quickly on Dante Pollard.
Yeah, string it out a little bit there to get down the line of scrimmage and make the play. Maybe a pickup of 2 there on first down. No, only 1 on first down there.
Pollard and Topek doing most of the work out of the backfield. So had some Cam Hopkins action as well. It's Duggar, 2 running backs to his right in the shotgun. They give up the middle once again. Grinding for a few yards.
And not much there.
No.
But does a good job just being patient, kind of staying behind those blockers, picking his way through the trash, so to speak, there of the D lineman and the O lineman there, picking up some good yards. Now they're 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, a long 6. Boy, they'd like to convert and keep this drive alive.
It's Topek on the run. 3rd and 6 situation. 2 wide receivers split to the right, 2 to the left as well, and a back to the left of Duggar. 3rd and 6. Duggar back to pass. Looking to the far side of the field. Man open one-on-one in coverage, but the pass is incomplete, intended for Jalen Duggar, his brother.
Yeah, it looked like that was a timing route on the outside. And here they are on the near hash, and they're throwing that ball the whole way on an out pattern to the far side of the field. You can see the strength of Julian Duggar's arm, but unable to connect with his brother there on 3rd down. So we're going to turn the football over here on their opening drive to Pine Richland and that offense, who just started to kind of find their rhythm there late in the second quarter.
Andrew Mellis, the sophomore, back deep to return this punt, coming from Julian Duggar on the 4th and 6 play. High snap gathered by Duggar, and the kicks away. Bounces it midfield and takes a roll before Mellis is completely ran over right as he fields that kick.
Boy, that could have been disastrous, too. It looked like it might have hit a Pine Richland player.
Pine Richland is certainly no stranger to the WPIAL finals. Last year, they faced Central Catholic in the 6A championship at Heinz Field. Cole Spencer hit Eli Yoakum with the short touchdown pass in the 3rd quarter to take a 7-0 lead. But Central tied it on this long touchdown pass from Don Pieto to Anderson Sinker. Remember that game quite well. I was on the sidelines for that.
Night ball game last year.
Very cold night at Heinz Field as well.
Yeah, it's always kind of cold down there at Heinz Field.
Especially in mid-November.
Yeah, late mid-November, right.
First play of the second half is a run for Brooks Eastburn, Pine Richland. Gains a couple after Jaden Duggar makes the stop. Good form tackle. Quickly, the second down, screen pass out to Yoakum, who's going to push it up towards the 1st down marker. A flag on the play. Officials will have to talk this one over, and we'll head back to Wayne Mattis. He's been doing a spectacular job officiating this one.
Pine Richland they were trying to go with tempo. They had a quick run on 1st down. They hurry up, lined up, got the swing pass out on 2nd down.
Incidental face mask on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Result of the penalty is a 1st down.
And that's the last thing you want to do is give them a free 5 yards on a 1st down.
Either way. So we take a look at the replay. Yep, just a little bit of an incidental grab by Dante Pollard. Under 10 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Once again, a wonky set for Pine Richland. Spencer one-on-one as he had nobody to block in front of him. Gets around the tackle, though, and gets upfield just a little bit before he's pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, they go with a, I don't know what you call that alignment, but everyone to the right, one to the left. And he was trying to throw it to Luke Miller. I think he was the one that actually snapped the ball. And he does a good job of just getting away and not taking a sack right there and picking up a couple yards.
And the pressure coming from Luke Puglisi, the junior, a staple on both the offense and defensive lines for Penn Hills. Run play here and a move up over the first down marker. Fantastic job by Brooks Eastburn.
Yeah, good job by that offensive line, creating a crease, getting a hat on the hat, and you can see Eastburn. He sees it, and then he goes and gets north and south. Big pickup there on first down.
Providing the first hit is Chase Barney. And quickly on first down, Spencer going to take it himself and sliding to the turf right before the 30-yard line.
Yeah, offense now really kind of has this defense on their heels for probably the first time this evening with the run game and the pass game and the tempo.
And we have a stoppage in play. It looked like we had a banged-up Indian. He goes to the sideline. And we'll step aside here with 8:50 to go. 14-0 lead for Pine Richland. We'll be back. You're watching high school football here on Pittsburgh CW, presented by UPMC Sports Medicine.
This is our battleground. This is why we train and train and train. Why we suit up, take the field. This is game day every day. Our opponents are the toughest out there, but we take on tough. Rise beyond the challenge, because when it's all on the line, we're on call. This is our team and yours. UPMC, life-changing medicine.
However you want to buy a new Hyundai, Number One Cochran has you covered. In person, we're open with safety protocols in place. Online, complete the entire process from the comfort of your couch and get contact-free home delivery. A little of both. Complete any steps you'd like online and do the rest safely in store, even if it's just express curbside pickup. Buy your way at Number One Cochran Hyundai, in-store or online.
In challenging times, families look for ways to keep their loved ones out of an institution. For over 20 years, this has been Life Pittsburgh's focus, to take care of those with extra needs, to ensure they can continue to live in their own homes, even when uncertainty hits. Life provides all of the health care needs and so much more. And there's no cost for those who qualify. Call today. You're safer at home. You're safer with Life.
Welcome back to Penn Hills High School. 14-0 Pine Richland lead here in the third quarter. And, man, has the offense really just been behind the quarterback play of Cole Spencer so far in this game?
Yeah, you had a little rough start in the beginning of the game. We started to kind of find his rhythm here in the second quarter and now here into the third quarter. And you can see this offense, once they get moving, they have a rhythm and they can play with a real tempo.
Once again, the muddle huddle look as they come back to the line. On second down and 4. Spencer back to the pass, looking to his left. Will float one to the far sideline. In and out of the hands. Intended for Eli Yoakum, who had a chance to bring that one in. Good defense, though, by Dante Pollard.
Yeah, Yoakum running that on the out pattern, out and up. You see he tries to fit it in between two defenders. Yoakum just unable to come away with it after the contact by the defensive back.
Jawan Brown also in the vicinity. Critical third down and 4. Under 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Spencer alone in the backfield in the shotgun. Trips bunch to the left, and he'll look to the left. Scanning his options with time. Flush to the near sideline, tosses one downfield. That's going to be picked off. If he stayed in bounds, that's an interception for Penn Hills. Noel Roach coming up with the big play on third down.
Boy, and the pressure forced the interception. You can see Cole Spencer rolling to his right. No receiver really open. He kind of just throws that one up, hoping his receiver's going to make a play for him. But Noel Roach is the one that makes the play on the football. And this defense, again, comes away with a big stop and a turnover.
Athletic moves by Noel Roach, the Akron commit. One of the big playmakers on this defense. Field general, according to his head coach, John Ladon. led the team with 6 interceptions last year. He's a first-team all-conference player in 2019.
Yeah, good-looking prospect. 6'2", 185 pounds, plays wide receiver, defensive back, can run. Penn Hills, fortunate to have a guy like him on the perimeter and playing that in the secondary as well.
1st and 10 for Penn Hills. Again, a run up the middle that's snuffed out. Stout defense stops Julian Duggar, who takes it himself.
Yeah, that was a design quarterback run right there. The defensive line does a good job holding the point of attack and then allowing the linebackers to fill in the gaps, and they just make a play there for a short gain.
Jacob Domer, big number 68, the junior, a primary backup last season, seeing some starting time on the defensive line this year. Duggar in the shotgun, 2 men to his left. Bobbles the snap, and he'll just have to dive on it. Blown play once again. We've seen that a few times here from Penn Hills.
Yeah, snap unable to handle it, a little bit low. Now they're going to be backed up just a yard or so from their end line. You can see Domer actually makes the play in the tackle. And the snap was actually good. I think he might just taking his eyes off the football a little bit there. That split-second lack of focus, you can see drops the football, and now they're backed up inside their own 1-yard line, or the 2-yard line.
Officially a 3rd and 15. Duggar with a back behind him. He's in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers spread to his left. They'll try to give up the middle. And will they make it out of the end zone? That's the question.
Yeah, danger time right now for this Penn Hills offense. On this possession, they're going backwards. Now they're backed up. They're going to punt the football to their own end zone. Fortunate just to be able to get out of the end zone right there for Penn Hills, but they're gonna have their punter backed up against the line here, and Pine Richland looking to come away with excellent field position.
Pollard just using a little bit of oomph to get over that goal line to make sure it wasn't going to be a safety. 4th and 15 punt for Duggar. Once again, not much length on this one as it lands at the 25-yard line and is returned a ways by Andrew Mellis. Setting up very good field position for Pine Richland. When we come back, you're watching high school football here on Pittsburgh CW, presented by UPMC Sports Medicine.
Inherited a home and don't know what to do with it? I'm Ryan Chalava with the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. After a 20-minute home tour, we'll make you a cash offer and close on the day you choose. Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. Call 412-386-0096.
Voting in Allegheny County is easier and more convenient than ever. With Vote by Mail, you can cast your ballot from the comfort of home and return it by mail or in person. With additional election offices throughout the county, you can apply, receive, complete, and return your mail-in or absentee ballot on the spot. And on November 3rd, all 1,300-plus polling places will be open for in-person voting. Learn more and choose the voting option that's right for you at AlleghenyVotes.com.
I am so proud that for over 35 years, Greenbrier has been a leader in substance abuse treatment. With 11 Pittsburgh locations, our clients receive treatment close to home. We are so proud to call Pittsburgh our home. Greenbrier Treatment Center. People get well here.
Welcome to the Window World showroom. For almost 20 years, our Window World and family motto has remained the same: quality, value, and trust.
And our team is the best you'll find anywhere. Great people providing exceptional service, and of course, American-made products that we warranty for life. Right now, get 5 premium windows and a patio door for only $99 a month installed.
Not only do we stand behind our windows,
we stand on them. Call for your free in-home estimate today.
Welcome back here to Penn Hills High School. Hey, next week, high school football continues on Pittsburgh CW. We head out towards the airport for a key Allegheny 6 conference matchup between the Peters Township Indians and Moon Tigers. Both teams are off to great starts, and this game will go a long way in deciding who makes the playoffs and who is going to stay home. Of course, 5A, very, very competitive, and we're excited to see the Tigers and the Indians battling it out next week. First down situation for Pine Richland. Their 15-yard line. Spencer with a quick throw underneath and walking into the end zone with no problem is Jeremiah Hazley.
Beautiful play design right here. You can see the pressure's coming, but the linemen are releasing downfield. The middle screen right there. Easy throw, easy catch. He walks into the end zone untouched. Pine Richland, just great play call. Dialed it up at the perfect time there on the short field and gets 6 points.
That's a dagger if you're Penn Hills. Pine Richland now up 20-0 with less than 6.5 to go. Extra point attempt, no good, as it sails wide left. Either way, though, 20-0 your score for Pine Richland.
No good. Pine Richland 20.
And you got to love the bubble screen look there, Chris. Just a highway, really, into the end zone.
Yeah, he's the inside receiver in the formation.
Personal foul. Roughing the center. Defense. Half the distance to the goal. Retry.
Flag on the play. You can't hit the center as he's trying to snap in the high school game, and that's exactly what they called there. So Warrianka will get another chance at this extra point.
Yeah, you're not even allowed to line up over any snapper. It's a penalty if you line up that way, and because they have their head down, obviously trying to protect them. But yeah, I mean it's a 15-yard penalty if you do it.
And they're in a fake here. Cole Spencer rolling out to the right, throwing to his man, and into the end zone is Warrianka with a 2-point conversion.
There's a flag on the field, though, right at the about 1 yard line.
We'll see what the call is here.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense. 5 yards. Retry.
Ineligible receiver called downfield. A little bit of the trickery there. Low snap. I wonder if it's just a blown play here. And Spencer just trying to make something out of nothing.
It's actually a bad call because the receiver catches the ball behind the line of scrimmage, so lineman can be downfield.
And they're going to wave that flag off. Referee Wayne Mattis.
Behind the line of scrimmage. So the 2-point conversion
Chris,
is good.
They heard you. They heard you up here.
It's one of the calls that it's hard to make for whatever reason. I don't understand why it's so hard. If you catch the ball behind the line of scrimmage, you can be downfield. And, I've seen that call a number of different times. I think where it gets confusing now in football is with RPO. There's so much action on the perimeter with the fakes and the quarterback potentially running, and then all of a sudden when the defender, comes to him and he throws the ball 15 yards downfield and there's no one down there, there's linemen 7-8 yards downfield, they miss those calls a lot. But this is a clear-cut one. But the ball's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, you could be downfield.
Fantastic play. Again, bobbled snap. So they go and just roll out to the right and add the 2-point conversion. And
then it's kind of danger time right now for this Penn Hills team. They've been hanging around. They've been playing actually a really good football game, especially on the defensive side of the football. In the first quarter, in the second quarter, they had maybe a couple breakdowns, and they was enabled Pine Richland to hit them over the top. But now that offense of Penn Hills, has had trouble getting on track. They controlled the football, but not come away with any points with the opportunities they've had. Now this mountain's just getting a much steeper to climb.
Yeah, now a 22-0 deficit for the Indians, who are in desperation mode for some points. It's Pollard and Roach back deep to receive this one, but this is going to be an illegal procedure as it rolls out of bounds.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is that. If you Pine Richland is to give Penn Hills really good starting field position with the ball and the kick out of bounds.
Kickoff goes out of bounds.
Hey, as good as Pine Richland quarterback Cole Spencer looks on the football field, he's actually even better on the wrestling mat. Spencer won a WPIAL championship last year in the spring at 152 pounds and is committed to wrestle at the University of Pennsylvania next year. His career wrestling record at PR, 104-16. So you don't want to mess with him on the mat either.
They were wrestling outside? It looked like it was on the football field. They have like an outdoor wrestling match? Meet?
Not that I know of.
That's what it looked like right there in the in the video there. It's pretty unique.
There's Spencer on the sideline talking to his quarterback's coach, Yoakum. You saw the preview of him in the halftime segment, and a big sack. Warianka coming up huge, practically untouched.
And tip the cap right there to the secondary because they're blanketed downfield, and Warianka gets off the block of the center there, and then you can see he finishes up Duggar for a big sack there on first down.
Not only is he your starting linebacker, but also your kicker extraordinaire. 6'1", 205 senior. Brings up second down and 18 now for Julian Duggar and the Indians offense. 3 wide receivers split to the left, 1 to the right. Running back in the backfield takes the snap, bobbled a little bit, and once again they're stopped in the backfield. Warianka there. Also Miguel Jackson having some help from Jackson Neff as well.
And right now there's Jackson right there. You see where Warianka. Right now this defense has this offense going backwards. They're pinning their ears back, and they are coming downhill right now. And it's going to be up to this offense and this quarterback, someone on the perimeter making a big play for this quarterback, because right now he's under duress at just about every play.
5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter, and it's third down at 23 for Duggar and the Penn Hills offense. Duggar under pressure quickly, and he's brought down by Luke Miller. Man, has the pressure from the Pine Richland defense gotten into the backfield almost immediately on this drive.
Yeah, and one of the things coming into this game that we saw statistically was the rushing yards, or lack of rushing yards by the quarterback, because he had been under pressure so much and he's had some sacks. Tonight, no different. This defense is starting to come after him, and they got good coverage in the secondary, and now they're blitzing A-gaps, they're blitzing outside, and this offensive line for Penn Hills is starting to struggle up front.
Duggar back to punt. Mellis back deep to receive. High floating punt all the way to midfield, called for the fair catch. Haven't seen that too often, as Mellis, on the few chances that he's had to return punts, is trying to take it.
Yeah, this one almost looks like it was blocked. I thought they would eventually get one tonight. Number 12, he just stopped running.
Yeah, Tristan Taylor.
Yeah, I don't know. They teach these things after the 33-yard punt, we were just told. It looked like if he would have just kept running right through that leg, he would have definitely been able to get his hands on that one, but he kind of held up, maybe thinking he wasn't going to get there. It's hard to say. We're watching from this angle. He's down there on the field, but I thought they're eventually going to get a block punt.
22-0 lead for Pine Richland, and they're back on offense. Spencer back to pass, plenty of time. Looking over the middle, in and out of the hands. Intended for Alex Gochis once more. Of course, Gochis with that touchdown pass in the first half that he caught.
Boy, and Gochis, he's going to want that one back because Cole Spencer fired a strike. Gochis broke off his route in between 2 defenders, and Cole Spencer, fired a dart. It was right on the money, too, and if he catches it, he's going to go into the end zone after the catch because there was no one behind him, but dropped the football.
Brings up 2nd and 10, right at midfield. Spencer with a man to his left. He keeps it himself up the middle. Practically untouched up over the first down marker. All the way to the far sideline. Cole Spencer using his feet this time.
Boy, he pulled that ball at the last second on the zone read. And good mesh point right there. Linebackers start flowing. That enables the lineman to get on the blocks. And you see Spencer, he pulls it and then gets right up in that crease into the secondary for a big gain for Pine Richland.
Yeah, Brooks Eastburn in the backfield, as you mentioned. He pulled it out of Eastburn's gut at the final moment. Sets up a big first down on the 32-yard line. Spencer back to pass. Floats one toward the far sideline. It's complete. And this time, Eli Yoakum coming up with the catch.
Yeah, good job on the outside by Yoakum. Pressing upfield, getting the cornerback to turn. Once he does, turns around, shows his numbers, and quarterback Spencer fires it right between the numbers.
2nd and short, and PR hurrying up the offense. Spencer, the read up the middle, by himself, running into a host of tacklers for Penn Hills.
Only needed one. Looks like he may have gotten that yard and picked up the first down.
No movement from the sticks yet. And there it is. First down once more from the 21-yard line here for Pine Richland.
Took a while to get those sticks moving. I know head coach over there, he wants to run tempo. He's like, get those sticks moving.
Eastburn in the backfield. Wide receiver split to the left. Trips bunch to the right. Can we see a pass to the end zone? But before that, a pre-snap penalty.
Boy, and I almost just said, we've had a pretty clean game. There hasn't been a ton of penalties. And
really all of them happening here in the second half.
And then this happens. False start.
Let's take a look at the replay to see who that exactly was on. Oh, yeah. Jump from Harrison Hayes.
That left guard was in there, too. He moved as well.
So Miguel Jackson guilty as well. Man in motion. That's Jeremiah Hazley, who has a touchdown in this game. It's a screen pass to Yoakum, and he has some space at the 20. Down to the 10 before he's caught up by the Penn Hills defense and thrown out of bounds.
I thought there was a face mask on the end of that, but there wasn't. Yoakum, they get the wide receiver screen. Good job of these receivers outside. Stock blocking. You can see the gap that Yoakum has to run through. And then gets him down inside the 10-yard line. But a good job by those receivers blocking in space.
Chase Barney, DeAndre Mitchell credited with the tackle. And it's 1st and goal from the 8. Spencer keeping it himself up the middle. Runs into a couple of Penn Hills defenders right around the 5-yard line.
And his offense is finally hitting its stride here. It took them about a quarter and a half to really get there, and they've continued it here into the second half. Here in the third quarter, their defense is playing well, creating some short fields, and their offense starting to really tip the field.
Meanwhile, Spencer taking it again and waltzing into the end zone for the Pine Richland touchdown.
Yeah, and a lot of Cole Spencer on that drive, running the football. You can see right here, it's just that's basically like an I formation, giving it to the tailback. He's getting behind an H-back, a fullback, and a big offensive line, and they paved the way for him to waltz into the end zone.
28-0 advantage now for the Rams. Still 2:18 left here in third quarter action. Rienka lining up for the extra point. This kick is up, and it is good this time. 29-0 Pine Richland. We'll take a look at the run up the middle for the latest touchdown score from Cole Spencer.
Yeah, that big offensive line just getting some movement up front and allowing Cole Spencer just to tuck it in behind those guys with lead blockers and waltz into the end zone. Cole Spencer, took him about a quarter and a half to get things going, but he's got it going now, and you can see the scoring drive for Pine Richland. 7 plays, 50 yards, only a minute and 56, and culminating with the 3-yard touchdown run for Spencer.
Plenty of praise for the 3-year starter. Of course, he comes from a long lineage of 3-year starters, dating back to Ben DiNucci 9 years ago, and Phil Dracovic sandwiched in between. Those are some pretty big names.
Yeah, they are. I mean, both obviously went on to play, Division I college football, and here's Cole Spencer. I mean, you got to believe if Cole Spencer was 6'3", probably have some significant offers at quarterback, but he's not, and that's the way that kind of position's evaluated. But he's a heck of a quarterback, and he's a heck of a wrestler. I mean, he's going to go play. He's going to be a Division I wrestler at the University of Penn. I mean, tough kid and understands what's doing. And I think it's a unique combination: a wrestler and a quarterback.
I would be taking the Division I offer to the University of Pennsylvania too, if I could.
Yeah, I mean, excellent wrestler, excellent kid. Obviously, he's a good leader, and he's really taking control of this offense and has command of it. And we saw that early on when he was in his mid-sophomore year, really.
Kickoff was handled. Brought in by Dante Pollard, and he just shuffles out of bounds. Hey, Pine Richland head coach Eric Kasparovich is obviously invested in his team's success, but he's also known to teach the game to up-and-coming players around Western PA. This summer, Kasparovich held his annual EK football camp for the 25th consecutive year up in Richland Township. Several hundred youth players attended, and they were trained by many of the coaches we see on the sidelines tonight. Just a great yearly event for Eric Kasparovich and the Pine Richland community. And that's an open invite to anybody. Anybody can attend that camp. Another offensive possession with just under 2.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter for Penn Hills. Pass is completed on the far sideline to Noel Roach. You mentioned he's the Akron commit, two-way player. Take a look at the replay here.
Yeah, you can see Duggar stands tall in there. Even though the blitz was coming right in his face, Roach gets a little bit of separation, fires a strike out there. Nice pickup there on first down.
Penn Hills, the pipeline to the MAC conference, including Roach. Duggar tried to look to pass, but decided to keep it himself, and he's met at the line of scrimmage.
Something we've seen and said a lot tonight is Luke Miller and Waranka in on the tackle, and those guys are just tackling machines, man. But you know, you have to give credit to the four guys up front, because those guys are the ones eating up a lot of the blocks, allowing these linebackers to run free and make those plays.
Miller had 3 tackles for loss before this drive began, and also 2 sacks tonight. So the linebacking core for Pine Richland putting in the heavy work. A minute 10 to go here in the third quarter. A third down situation for Duggar. Pressure, but it gets the pass off towards the numbers on the far side of the field. It's picked up by Noel Roach. That's good enough for the first.
And that's a nice job of the quarterback and receiver being on the same page. They bring the blitz off the edge with Luke Miller, and the receiver does a good job breaking off his route. Sit down, show your numbers, and let the quarterback throw the hot route basically to him. That's a good job of those two guys being on the same page.
Charlie Mill making the stop on Roach. So we're under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Duggar with 2 backs to his right. Also has 2 wide receivers split to the near side. Under pressure immediately. Flushed out of the pocket. Will throw to the near sideline. Looks like it's caught initially. Good grab by Brendan Hill.
Yeah, he gets flushed out of the pocket. You see Miguel Jackson chasing him. Duggar fires a bullet. Really good catch there. Look at the athleticism by Duggar right here. Keeping his eyes downfield, firing a strike, and his receiver making a play for him to move the chains.
Yoakum coming up with the tackle. Also Miguel Jackson applying the pressure on Julian Duggar. Brendan Hill, primary backup wide receiver. He's a junior. Have one more season here with Penn Hills. A lot of juniors in the starting lineup as we come to the end of the third quarter. 29-0 your score. Pine Richland in control. We'll be back with quarter 4 next. You're watching high school football here on Pittsburgh CW, presented by UPMC Sports Medicine.
Villains, robbers, bandits, crooks, they're all over your TV screen. But the biggest thieves are behind your screen. I'm talking about the cable companies. They charge monthly subscriptions, fees, rentals, and force you to take long-term contracts. Well, it's time to say goodbye to the cable guy, because now you can watch 4K Ultra HD broadcast TV for free. Introducing Clear TV's new 4K Ultra HD design, the Premium HD. Just plug it into your TV and start watching for free. You will instantly receive top-rated network shows, local news and weather, sporting events, and even Ultra HD 4K broadcast shows, all for free. Thanks to federal government mandate, all broadcasters are required to transmit a digital TV signal through the airwaves. The new Premium Clear TV lets you bypass cable or satellite to bring network and 4K broadcast shows directly to your television. Retract the antenna to keep it small or extend them for maximum reception.
Setup was so easy. I took my Clear TV antenna, plugged it into the back of the TV, and now I can watch my favorite broadcast channels anywhere in the house for free.
We're just off the coast here in the Gulf of Mexico receiving free network broadcast HD TV. Imagine all the free shows you'll receive at home. Basic cable and satellite services can cost you up to $80 a month. That's $960 a year and almost $10,000 over a 10-year period. Watch TV in as many rooms as you like with no additional monthly fees. Stop spending money you don't have to spend. Call or go online now and get your premium Clear TV 4K Ultra HD antenna for only $19.95. It's backed by our 60-day money-back guarantee. Order now and you can add a second Clear TV free. Just pay separate processing and handling. That's a $40 value for only $19.95.
I can't believe I get all these channels for free. Plus 4K Ultra HD. Clear TV is for real.
First 12 minutes on the clock as we start the fourth quarter. 29-0 lead for Pine Richland. Penn Hills on the move right now. A 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Two backs in the backfield. Duggar back to pass. Looking deep along the far sideline, but that's going to be over his intended target, Noel Roach. Charlie Mill out there on the defense as well.
And that's about the third time they've tried to get Roach on a vertical, go pattern down the sideline, but defense for Pine Richland has been able to run with him stride for stride, and they were unable to make that connection and make a big play out of that play.
The Indians coming out with two backs in the backfield, two receivers to the right, one to the left. Duggar takes the snap, rolls to his right immediately, almost fumbles the football, jumps on it as he's tackled down. Miguel Jackson and company providing the pressure.
6-yard loss and almost lost the football. Just the pressure it's on Duggar so quickly. Warianka just he's in the backfield so fast, and you can see it causes Duggar to basically indecisiveness with the football. He almost coughs it up. He's able to get back on to live to see third down, but the pressure is appearing so fast. The game is going so fast right now. This offense for Penn Hills has been going backwards here a lot in the second half.
Now a 3rd and 16 upcoming from the 39-yard line. Lots of motion in the backfield, and we'll have to get a timeout by Penn Hills, so they're going to have to readjust.
And that's the one thing, when you have a young quarterback, especially, and you're playing against a team that is, a lot of seniors. The seniors are able to play at a fast pace, as that's what they do, especially for Pine Richland. The game eventually for Julian Duggar, it'll start to slow down. Right now, though, when he's seeing all this pressure and it's coming fat in his face a lot, he's making a lot of great plays, don't get me wrong, but there's times it does handcuff him a little bit. But once it starts to slow down for him, man, look out, people. He is going to be something special.
Well, we've talked a lot about Pine Richland head coach Eric Kasparovich tonight, but those under a certain age may not realize how great of a player he was back in the day. Kasparovich was a first-team parade All-American at North Hills High School in the early 90s when he led the Indians to a state title. And yes, that big number 9 you see playing with him, that's LeVar Arrington. Penn Hills has certainly produced its share of great football players in its program history, Kasparovich being one of them, and really just a class act here in the WPIAL as a coach.
Yeah, he parade All-American, played with, as you mentioned, LeVar Arrington, led him to a state championship. Just football savvy. He's got that it factor from a standpoint of a coach and as a player as well.
Duggar flushed out of the pocket, and his pass is intercepted. Charlie Mill coming up with the big interception along the far sideline.
Yeah, and look at those two, number 7 and 44. They're bringing the heat almost every play, forcing that throw to be a little quick, and then there's the interception, but there's a flag on the play.
I think it's safe to say that Julian Duggar may be seeing 7 and 44 his dreams tonight.
Roughing the passer, 7 white, 15 yards, automatic, first down.
And speaking of number 7, Luke Miller, the guilty party on roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and as good as game as he's played, which is he's been outstanding, he'll go into the coaches. They'll watch film and they'll break down some of these a couple little mistakes that maybe he had, which was the face mask on the one play, and this one was questionable. Maybe it was a little late. It's hard to see from our angle. Things they got to clean up moving forward.
Instead of the interception, it's a fresh set of downs from the 46-yard line for Penn Hills. Still looking to get on the board in this game. Just 11 minutes remaining in regulation. We'll give Julian Duggar credit. We mentioned at the top and throughout this broadcast, young player, and he's really getting some good experience seeing a defense like this.
Yeah, you're playing against a senior-laden team, like you said, and you're under fire, and you're still making plays. He'll grow from this. And this offense will grow. And come later in this season, boy, this is not a team I would want to be. They're going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Audible at the line. Duggar decides to take it himself after looking like he was going back to pass, but Luke Miller there to stop him. Up over the 45-yard line.
Good decision right there. He gets north and south. You can see he tucks the football away. bangs ahead for a couple yards. Tough kid. He's taking some shots tonight, man. He gets up every time.
Yeah, he's staying in there.
Yeah, he got poised, too. Never seems to be rattled. You can see it on his face. Very calm, very collected.
3 wide receivers split to the right. Wide receiver up to the left as well. Duggar back to pass, under pressure. Evades it, and he'll take it himself. First down and more. A far sideline. Out of bounds past the 35-yard line.
Boy, that was smooth, too. He felt the pressure. Look at him. Steps up in the pocket, avoids it, and just look. Man, he gobbles up 12 yards easily. A long strider. See, maybe touch his hamstring there a little bit. Hope he's okay.
Looks like he is.
Cool night. Could be cramping. You never know what could be out here.
Chill is set in here in East Hills of Pittsburgh. Duggar takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking to pass. Has some room up the middle and trying to take it before he's met once again by Wawrinka. And that's going to be another flag as Duggar had to be helped up.
Is that the same type of tackle on the back of the helmet again?
That's what it looked like. Check the replay there, though. First, the call from Wayne Mattis.
Personal foul, grabbing a helmet opening, defense, 15 yards, results in a first down.
And you called it there, Chris.
Second time that's happened in this game. And is it the same player?
Yep, Luke Miller just getting the hand up and under. It was on the far side. You couldn't see it there on that replay, but getting it up and under, you can't do that.
And you got the right one on the face mask there, too. So 30 yards and penalties on this drive.
Meanwhile, Duggar back to pass. Under pressure, swallowed up at the line of scrimmage.
Duggar off the keeper.
Big Jacob Domer coming off the block. Duggar thought he had a little alleyway there to run, and keeping his eyes downfield. Domer from the backside.
Very physical player, standing at 6'2", 265. Just a junior on this defensive line. Duggar back to pass again. Hits his target. It's Noel Roach. He's near the sticks. See if he has enough for the first.
A strong throw right there. Roach on a little stop right on the outside. You can see he delivers a strike. Roach, great catch with his hands, gets upfield, picks up the first down.
Luke Miller, Charlie Mill out there on defense. And it's enough for a fresh set of downs.
Actually, they're going to call him short.
Oh, no, 3rd and 1, you're right.
Yeah, I thought he got past the sticks there.
Questionable spot, and there's a questionable snap that goes up over Duggar's head, and he has to jump on it. A little bit of a miscue there of the Penn Hill offense.
Boy, they're 3rd and 1, looking to pick up the first down, and here, keep this drive alive. Now backs them up about 12 yards, 4th and 13.
Be in a little bit of better spots if that would have been awarded a first down. Looked like it from up here.
I thought that was definitely a first down.
I think Noel Roach is calling for it as well. Under 9 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. 4th and 12 situation for Duggar and the Penn Hill offense. He's back to pass. Standing strong in the pocket, but he can't complete his pass, and it looks like the receiver running the route, Roach, is going to be hurt down at the 5-yard line.
Well, defense gave them 30 yards in penalties, but their backs up against the wall. They make a play, but Roach is actually open. That was the one time Duggar just really wasn't on the mark with his throws. He's been accurate throwing the football. That one was just a little bit behind his receiver. Would have been a tough catch. He's unable to come away with it.
Charlie Mill goes into the shoulder of Noel Roach, and we'll step aside for this injury timeout. 29-0 your score. Pine Richland leading Penn Hills.
Okay, we've researched our Medicare options. It's time to choose.
We know we want access to UPMC.
Right, and no copays for preferred generic drugs.
And $0 monthly premiums.
Right, plus an allowance for healthcare products. UPMC health plan.
That was easy. So, should we clean the attic?
No. Here's the plan that makes choosing Medicare coverage no choice at all. UPMC health plan.
Are you someone who is taking care of an elderly or disabled family member? Find out how you can become an approved home health caregiver through Christian Home Health Care and get paid for your services. Christian Home Health Care can provide the training and certification you need, and will handle all the required paperwork and exams free of charge. Become a direct care worker for friends and family. Call Christian Home Health Care at 412-323-0203 or go to ChristianHomeHealthCareForYou.com.
Because of this, we built the most powerful Ford Explorer ever with 400 horsepower. Because of this, we built Ford Expedition with best-in-class towing and plenty of room for crew and cargo. Because of this, we built Escape with Ford Copilot 360. And because Ford SUVs are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand.
And welcome back to Penn Hills High School. Injured player off the timeout was Noel Roach. He got up on his own power, walked off the field, being attended to by the trainers at this moment. Meanwhile, it's a 3rd and 12 out on the field for Penn Hills, or rather, Pine Richland. First and 10, fresh set of downs. Spencer takes the snap and the give over towards the far sideline, handled by Brooks Eastburn.
A little speed option there for Pine Richland, a little wrinkle. Kind of sprinkle something else in, a little speed option. Eastburn, pickup of 11 there on first down.
They keep moving the football, the Pine Richland offense. Spencer slinging one over the middle. Eli Yoakum with a big catch and run up towards midfield.
He snagged that one out of the air. He climbed the ladder, went up and get it. Strong throw by Cole Spencer. It was a little high. Good play by his receiver. He's able to get on the perimeter, get some yards after catch. Luckily, he didn't get injured right there the way he was tackled.
And that's going to be a penalty on Penn Hills.
Flag off the field.
Encroachment, defense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Penn Hills.
It's on the defensive end. Keith Pelmont jumping over the line of scrimmage just a bit too early, so it turns into a 1st and 5, the 43. Hazley in motion. Cole with a man to his right. In the shotgun, they give it to that man. It's Eastburn. And he turns on the burners up over the first down marker once again.
Nice strong run by Eastburn right there. He's coming left, and then he gets his shoulders square and just goes, I'm going north and south, breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, finishes the run, running over his pads. Another 11, 12-yard pickup for Eastburn.
Eastburn serving as the backup running back to Caden Schweiger, but we've seen all Eastburn here in the second half. Coming into the game, he just had 2 attempts for 4 yards. Seeing a lot of him, especially here in the second half of play. 1st and 10. Spencer back to pass with plenty of time. Firing. Flag on the play. Pass is caught. We'll see what that flag is. As Camden Wells, the junior, comes up with the catch.
Holding. Offense. 10 yards from the spot of the hold. Replay. First down.
And that negates the good catch by Camden Wells.
Yeah, I didn't even see the holding penalty, but, you know, when you give Cole Spencer all day to throw the ball, receivers are going to get open. It's hard for defensive backs to cover long periods of time, but you can see right there, he delivers a strike, but it's going to come back to that holding penalty, so you're going to be about 1st and, 25, though?
They call it from the spot. Ball placed at the 45-yard line of Pine Richland. First and a mile. Man in motion is Hazley. Spencer back to pass. Quick bubble screen over the middle, and it's brought. And look at this catch and run. Fantastic move by Alex Gochis, finding the alley and pushing it forward.
Yeah, 1st and 26 after the penalty. They throw the screen outside to Goches, lineman out in front, and then it just becomes about speed getting into the secondary. He picks up that first down. They're right back knocking on the door again.
7 minutes to go in regulation, a 29-0 lead for Pine Richland, and they're moving into the offensive end.
Yeah, 1st and 26, and you get 29 yards on first down.
Can't complain with that.
Play calling, it's execution. It's, your players understand the situational football.
Spencer alone in the shotgun. Still passing here. Dump off to Hazley. And he's wrapped up along the far sideline. Chase Barney doing the work on defense.
Yeah, and this offense, you can see now, they've really caught their rhythm here. Late second quarter and now into the second half, just all on the same page. They're getting the protections down, the receivers running the correct routes, and it just seems like it was just a matter of time before they started to click as they have.
2nd down and 3. Spencer to Hazley once again, up the gut, and he pushes it towards the sticks.
And that was a lot of Hazley effort right there. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage. He refused to go down. Took a couple defenders with him.
6'2", 205-pound junior has a touchdown in this game. Actually, really just walked into the end zone with his score. They're going to call him short of the line to gain. 3rd down and 1 on the 17-yard line. Eastburn in the backfield. Spencer takes a snap, and he'll take it himself. Up over easily for a first down towards the 5-yard line.
1st and goal right now. Everything they are dialing up is working. It's been a kind of a role reversal here. Even though they played with tempo, they've had the offense has been on the field a little bit more, and they're starting to wear down that Penn Hills defense here in the second half.
Derek Topit coming up with the stop. 1st and goal from the 7-yard line for the Rams. Spencer in the shotgun. Eastburn, the motion man, out to the far side. Back to pass. Looking over the middle, it's intercepted. Dante Pollard coming up with the interception in the end zone. Reading that play perfectly.
Yeah, he tried to get to the corner route, and the outside cornerback just broke off his coverage. He was reading the quarterback the whole way, and as soon as he threw it, I saw him breaking. There was no way he was going to fit that ball in there. A good play by the cornerback for Penn Hills.
Penn Hills on offense. When we return, you're watching high school football on Pittsburgh CW, brought to you by UPMC Sports Medicine.
Every time someone says treat yourself, I think fireplace, because why not? Of course, I have a fireplace, so I didn't think I could treat myself to another, but the Fireplace and Patio Place showed me they can put a new, beautiful Heat and Glow fireplace pretty much anywhere. They've been doing this for over 50 years, so they ought to know. And there's this.
Come in today to see our collection of Heat and Glow fireplaces. Cozy up to your dream fireplace, only at the Fireplace and Patio Place.
2 words, bedroom fireplace. Yay!
Pennsylvanian. I'm a proud Pennsylvanian.
And this year, I'm voting by mail.
This year, I'm voting by mail. Voting by mail is easy, safe, and secure. And you can drop it off in person or by the mail.
Provide your email,
and you'll get updates along the way. Go to votespa.com to learn more about how to vote by mail. Apply for your ballot like I did. And thank you for doing your civic duty and voting.
I be voting.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
You want top quality roofing?
Well, I think JP Roofing was probably one of the best companies I ever worked with. The sales team was very friendly and made the whole process easy from start to finish. You could tell that they cared about the customer. It was just a great experience.
Joe and his team were fantastic. Very polite, knowledgeable, did their job in one day. I can't recommend them enough.
If you're looking to get your roof replaced, hire JP Roofing and Siding. Quality long remembered at a fair price.
Welcome back. 5:14 left in the 4th quarter. Penn Hills back on offense after this pretty nice-looking interception by Dante Pollard in the end zone.
Yeah, Dante Pollard. He broke off his coverage. He was on the outside. I think he had the running back, and then he was reading the quarterback's eyes and broke off. And nice play by him to come up with the interception.
Duggar looking to the near sideline, just out of the reach of Noel Roach. Good to see him back into the game after getting injured on the previous offensive possession for Penn Hills.
Yeah, it is good to see him back out there. Tough kid, man. They've been trying to get the football to him on the perimeter a good bit. They've connected it sometimes, but unable to connect with the real big play. They've looked to him a couple times to try to get that connection, just unable to come away with it.
Wide receivers spread on both sides. Also 2 backs in the backfield. The give off the right end towards the near sideline, handled by Cam Hopkins, the senior who's seen some time in the backfield, but a flag on the play.
Yeah, that's a flag way behind the play. I mean, running back was down. I watched the referee throw the flag. Good play out in space right there for Pine Richland. Not sure what this call is going to be. A holding call way behind the play?
Holding, offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the hold. Replay.
It's the 2019 All-Conference player, Claude Vangelis, the guilty party.
I'm trying to see. I mean, I see the hold there on the edge, and it does allow the running back to get around the edge. So it seemed like the flag came in really late.
Backs Penn Hills up, 2nd and 20 from the 10-yard line. Under 5 minutes to play. Duggar with a back to his right. He's back to pass. Pressure coming. Gets it off just in time. And a good catch and run up the sideline. Fantastic play by DeAndre Mitchell.
Boy, that's a long throw for Duggar. I mean, he's on the near hash, and he fires that ball the whole way across the field, just to the outside the numbers. Receiver does a good job breaking off his route, coming away with the football, almost making a really big play. 2 defenders over there. He still fits the football in, and a big play there on after the penalty to get a lot of that yardage back and then some.
Eli Gokum pushing him out of bounds after DeAndre Mitchell tiptoeing past 2 defenders that ran into each other for that long gain after the catch. 3rd and 4 now. Duggar keeping it himself, trying to get towards the chains, towards that first down marker, but he's going to come up just short.
Yeah, about a yard short. And that's that speed option there. They like to run. I saw them in warm-ups running it. A lot of times doesn't even develop. He sees a crease, and then he just tucks and goes. He's been successful picking up good yardage here, and it looks like they're going to go for it on 4th and 1 in their own territory.
Yeah, down 29-0 with just over 4 minutes to go. They're trying to keep it moving on offense if they can. Again, good experience for this young Penn Hills team. See how they can work on the 4th and short situation. Duggar calls for the snap. Looking, pressure immediately. Luke Miller. The typical suspects in the backfield to cause the turnover.
Yeah, and Duggar was looking to the field side, and the blitz came from the short corner, and it was Luke Miller that they brought off the edge. And when he turned back around, Luke Miller right in his face. Luckily, he ducked her. He would have taken a big hit right there. But the result of the play is a sack and a turnover on downs. Good play call by that defensive coordinator for Pine Richland, bringing the blitz from the short side of the field and taking away his opportunity to throw the football that way, because that's where he wanted to go.
Spencer still in the game. Eastburn to his left. Motion sends 4 wide receivers to the near sideline, 1 on the right. Eastburn takes the zone read, tries to turn it upfield with a little bit of success. That was another late handoff.
Yeah, they're lucky they didn't lose the football there. It looked like Cole Spencer wanted to keep it and rode that in his belly for a long time before he decided to give it to him, where Eastburn took it from him. Result of the play, they're able to pick up a solid 4 yards.
They look to the sideline for the next play on a 2nd and 6. Play clock down to 10. 3.5 minutes to go here in regulation. Spencer takes the snap, the give back to Eastburn. Huge gap up the middle, and he's going to go right into the end zone for the Pine Richland touchdown.
Well, Eastburn's been the workhorse here late in this second half here, running the football, and especially here in the 4th quarter. You see the zone read does a good job. He sees his crease, and he just turns his shoulders, and he just gets north and south and gets into the end zone, extending this lead to 35-0.
Splitting defenders and piling up the points are the Rams. here late in this one.
Yeah, good job with that offensive line, too. They've started to really open up some holes in the running game here in the fourth quarter.
Extra point attempt is up and good. 36-0. Pine Richland blanking Penn Hills with just about 3:20 left in the fourth quarter.
It took a while for this offense for Pine Richland to get going, and give credit to the Penn Hills defense because they didn't make it easy. They were playing tough defensively, creating some turnovers, and then they had their opportunities. And, when you're playing against a good football team, especially as a high-powered offense, it's just a matter of time before they kind of catch their stride in a football game. And it took Pine Richland late into the second quarter to kind of hit that, and then they've continued here in the third and the fourth quarter. You can see the scoring drive right here on the short field. 2 plays, 22 yards, only 39 seconds, an 18-yard touchdown run by Eastburn. But, yeah, they've got it going now here late in this game.
Yeah, Cole Spencer in here late into the fourth quarter. With a lead like this, you'd think that maybe they'd want to sit their starter.
Well, it's funny you're saying that. I was thinking about this. I'm like, how often does a team that scores as much as they do, how often do their starters really play into the second half? They've scored so quick and so often against a lot of the teams they've played over the, for the stretch of years that they've had you saw the last 4 years, they've been 40-5. So a lot of these games get the mercy rule into at the beginning of the third quarter normally. So this is the first time they've kind of been tested this year, really here into the second half.
Kickoff pretty much comes to a dead stop on the 25-yard line. It is recovered by Penn Hills. Making sure that it wasn't going anywhere is DeAndre Cochran. Freshman getting some work on special teams.
Yeah, and you're going to see some probably, I would say maybe some. Or they still got the starters out there.
And now a running clock from this point on. The only time it would stop is injuries. Scoring play. As we approach the 3-minute mark of this 36-0 contest. Julian Duggar still out there.
Yeah, you can't help but think back to the early opportunities that this Penn Hills offense had in the first quarter. With this game, how could this game have turned out if they had to put 14 points on the board, but they had the opportunity to?
Ball loose on the turf and recovered by the Rams. Chris Argenis coming up with the fumble recovery as losing control of it. Amir Collins.
Yeah, Collins and Duggar looked like they were, the exchange wasn't very clean. Throw in the fact that the defender then is draped on top of you, and the ball comes out, and Pine Richland jumps on it, creating a short field here for their offense and at the 25-yard line.
A quick turnover with 2:45 remaining. Cole Spencer still out there. Tristan Taylor lined up to his right. The flip to Taylor. He finds some space and is brought down right at the first down marker by Micaiah Massey.
A 9-yard pickup on the speed option to the short side of the field. Receivers are blocking downfield, finishing the run. They're actually going to give them 10 yards there in the first down.
Spencer headed to the sideline.
Yeah, I was surprised they had a man on that play, and then they run the option. Man, you don't want your quarterback taking a shot here late in the game.
And in steps junior Cole Boyd. Now, interesting to note about Cole Boyd, the 5'11", 175-pound junior. According to Eric Kasparovich, he's a stud, and he's ready to be the starter in the 2021 season. Very odd that a player like Boyd, who has talent, will only see one season as a starter, as Tristan Taylor churns his way into the end zone for the Pine Richland touchdown with 1:45 to go.
And Taylor's a junior, and as you mentioned, Cole Boyd, he's a junior, so but going back to what we were talking about before, you'll see right here the zone read, and you can see just a big hole over the right side, and able to get into the end zone. Good job by those receivers and that offensive line, getting a hat on the hat and making that running lane pretty sizable for the running back there. But as you mentioned, we were talking earlier, 3-year starter for Cole Spencer. Jakovic was a 3-year starter. Then you had Danucci, who's a 3-year starter. That Cole Boyd's probably only going to get 1 year.
Extra point up and good for the Rams. 43-0 Pine Richland. Important to mention, 14-0 was the score at halftime.
Right.
Things sort of just slipped away for the Indians.
That's a good way of saying, of phrasing it. It kind of did just slip away. They the first half time of possession, they were
dominated.
They were in the game. They were knocking on the door. Had they converted some of those red zone opportunities, and then all of a sudden, right before the half, they give up two long touchdown passes. They're down 14-0, and then in the third quarter, a couple touchdowns, and it just slowly got away from them. And then the fourth quarter kind of kicked in, and the tempo kicked in, and it's just kind of, now they're down 43 points, but
they also they forced turnovers on this Pine Richland offense too.
Yeah.
It's not like they didn't have any issues stopping the Pine Richland offense. Things just got away from them in the second half.
Yeah, it did. And but when you're a young team and you're playing against a team that is it's got a lot of senior leadership, and has been through some times when times get tough, they know how to respond. And Pine Richland definitely responded.
Kickoff high, falling down to about the 26-yard line, but picked up by Penn Hills, trying for a short return. Is number 20, Jawan Brown. The Penn Hills roll their offense back out once more. With a minute 43 to go.
And there's still a lot of football to be played. Here the next 4 weeks of October. We got, there's a lot of opportunities to win football games, and who knows what the postseason is going to bring.
Clock is rolling down to 90 seconds left. As Duggar takes the snap, the give, trying to go up the middle. The Pine Richland defense there to bring that running back down. That carry from Keith Condon.
It looked like Justin Dietz, the senior defensive lineman, 5'9", 220 pounds. They're clogging up the hole.
Gain of about a yard. 2nd and 9. Penn Hills in no rush to get to the line. Condon still in the backfield. Duggar sends it behind him. And the give back up the middle. Condon with space and speed up toward midfield. Finally brought down by Jordan Burns.
Yeah, gashed the defense right up the middle. You can see the good blocking by the offensive line right there. Running back full speed ahead. Solid pickup of about 17 yards there on 2nd down.
And this is your future, really. You're looking at some young players here for Penn Hills. This is what's to come in the years moving forward. A lot of promise here with head coach John Ladon's team. Once again, Condon on the carry, but he's met right behind the line of scrimmage. Just runs right into a bunch of Pine Richland defenders, and that is the way this game is going to come to a close. 43-0 your final score. Eric Kasparovic's bunch coming up with a big victory here against Penn Hills. We'll step aside, be back with some post-game reaction after this. You're watching high school football on Pittsburgh CW.
Voting in Allegheny County is easier and more convenient than ever. With Vote by Mail, you can cast your ballot from the comfort of home and return it by mail or in person. With additional election offices throughout the county, you can apply, receive, complete, and return your mail-in or absentee ballot on the spot. And on November 3rd, all 1,300 plus polling places will be open for in-person voting. Learn more and choose the voting option that's right for you at AlleghenyVotes.com.
Want a great entertaining area for family and friends but short on space? Now there's no reason that you can't be the party house with Leon's Billiards and More convenient space savers. Our versatile dining top pool tables and buffet top shuffleboards allow you to dine first and play after. We can fill all your entertainment needs with game tables, bars, furniture, and more. Professional installation and financing options available. Leon's Billiards and More, bringing family and friends together for over 30 years.
Are you someone who is taking care of an elderly or disabled family member? Find out how you can become an approved home health caregiver through Christian Home Health Care and get paid for your services. Christian Home Health Care can provide the training and certification you need, and we'll handle all the required paperwork and exams free of charge. Become a direct care worker for friends and family. Call Christian Home Health Care at 412-323-0203 or go to ChristianHomeHealthCareForYou.com.
Cleaning blinds and window treatments is a real chore. They collect dust, allergens, and harmful microorganisms. Pella has the answer with between the glass blinds and shade options, with 4 different window lines from which to choose. Our fashions are beautiful, functional, long-lasting, and give you as much light as you want. No cords or strings that get tangled, and they're safe for children and pets. Schedule a free in-home or virtual consultation today. 855-77-PELLA. PellaPittsburgh.com.
Welcome back. A 43-0 victory for the Pine Richland Rams here in this 5A Northeast Conference matchup over the Penn Hills Indians. A big road win for Eric Kasparovich and company. Let's take a look at the standings in the Northeast Conference here in 5A. So you see Pine Richland at the top, 3-0 overall, 2-0 in conference play. North Hills, though, tied with them in the conference at 2-0. Penn Hills falling to 1-3 overall and 1-1 on the season. Well, we'll step aside. Get more post-game reaction. Yeah, thanks for coming. That's all we have here tonight at Penn Hills High School. We'll be back next week for Peters Township at Moon. Thanks for joining us here for high school football on Pittsburgh CW, presented by UPMC Sports Medicine.
Villains, robbers, bandits, crooks, they're all over your TV screen. But the biggest thieves are behind your screen. I'm talking about the cable companies. They charge monthly subscriptions, fees, rentals, and force you to take long-term contracts. Well, it's time to say goodbye to the cable guy, because now you can watch 4K Ultra HD broadcast TV for free. Introducing Clear TV's new 4K Ultra HD design, the Premium HD. Just plug it into your TV and start watching for free. You will instantly receive top-rated network shows, local news and weather, sporting events, and even Ultra HD 4K broadcast shows, all for free. Thanks to federal government mandate, all broadcasters are required to transmit a digital TV signal through the airwaves. The new Premium